Hello, chat, and welcome to another glorious day on the Bunchcast. We've got a lot to talk about, perhaps too much to talk about. That's the big thinkies here. So how is everybody doing today? I'm doing quite splendidly. We have a new Halo game announced, by the way. Well, new, quotation marks. It's a Halo remake. So they're remaking the Halo 1 game. Interesting. That's going to be one of the big subjects of today, and we have a slew of other things we have to talk about as well. So we're going to get started with that pretty much right away, and we're not going to wait to beat around the bush today. We're going to go straight for Halo. So, the big thing here, I love my capture card so much.
On Discord.
Love my capture card. So, I'm going to pull up some gameplay, or some pre-release footage that they had shown, so you guys can take a look at it, and then we'll talk about it, because there's a lot to talk about here. And this is a recreation of Silent Cartographer, which is one of the most iconic missions from Halo 1. It was also on the demo disc as well.
I think Silent Cartographer is probably the most iconic Halo map.
Yeah, I genuinely believe it. It was also on the demo disc. I think that was a big...
It was on the demo disc, yeah. I remember when it came out for the demo, I remember playing Silent Cartographer.
Yes. So, again, you're also going to notice some things here. Like, one thing you'll notice right off the bat is that everything's kind of yellow. You'll notice real quickly... We already have to rewind because there's a key crucial thing here that's happening on the screen. So the first thing I'm going to highlight is we're going to notice a couple things, actually. Because, like, there's so much to dissect here. So, right off the bat, so the assault rifle has already been changed from the original design. And the original Halo, the original MA5CB, if I remember right, is the... what it's actually called or whatever, the AR, had 60 round magazine capacity. They're operating, and they've changed its number to 32 count from pretty much every Halo that basically preceded Halo 1. This is a change that's already receiving a lot of flack, mostly because people want the game to preserve a lot of its original designs. And so I'm kind of of the opinion that the assault rifle in the original Halo is bad. But I don't think reducing its ammo count is going to fix the problem with it. Because the original Halo, if you don't mod it, and if you played it a lot, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Its ammo count was never the issue. It was how quickly the weapon bloomed.
It blooms too much, and that's its biggest drawback. That's the one thing I think that they could address here without changing the ammo count. So, again, there's a lot of valid criticisms here that I'm seeing leveraged by the community. There's also... a lot of splitting going on inside the community. There's a lot of drama basically over this whole thing. But yeah, so again, we should talk about the assault rifle, and there's ways to address this problem. The first and easy way is to simply reduce the bloom of the assault rifle, monstrously so. That will solve one of the biggest problems the assault rifle had. The second thing, this is an easy solution. Reverse the 32 round cap, give it the 60 rounds. 32 bullets is just not, it's just not as cool. Like, remember the whole thing about Halo 1 that was really, really cool is that it was in the future. The MA5CB had 60 rounds because they had to pump out that many bullets to down their shields. Like, you just hose them with bullets. A 60 round mag is a big deal. And that's something that I think they gotta keep, in my opinion. So I think that is an unnecessary change, and it really kind of fundamentally changes how the weapon behaves, quite monstrously so. Because the point of the assault rifle is that you spray a target and you suppress them, right? In the original Halo, when you shoot targets, when you shoot Covenant, when you shoot grunts, now when it comes to elites, they have their overshield, so you have to pop that before you can actually start to stagger them from any of your rounds, right? But when it comes to grunts, jackals, or any other types of aliens, save for hunters, the whole purpose of being able to pump that many bullets down range is to pop things, to suppress things, right? It was a big deal, especially when dealing with the Flood, and when it came to their infection forms, because of how numerous the popcorn is, as the community likes to call it. And so it's okay, there's a lot of solutions here that we can do to fix this, right? Restore the 60 round magazine capacity, fix the bloom problem, and you'll take care of most of the rifle's problems as is. Now, there's another problem really quickly you're going to see here. This. So this is causing a lot of controversy right now. Now, many of you are like, what are you talking about, Kip? Where's the assault rifle? You guys see it? Why is it down?
Running.
What's he doing?
Because they sprint. He's sprinting.
He's sprinting. Yep. And the issue is that the original Halo, Halo 2, and Halo 3 did not have sprint. Nor did Halo 3 ODST. They added sprint and reach, and it was very divisive back then. And it fundamentally changes the gameplay. Why is it a big deal? Why is it a big deal? It affects a couple of things. One, it affects narrative factor. What's the narrative factor? The ambiance and atmosphere. In Halo, you're often moving at the maximum speed you can, which is a slow, steady, like advance kind of thing, right? This creates an aura of like suspense and tension as you explore the world. It is a big deal. It is a big deal, and it does affect the narrative and the atmosphere quite a bit. What happens when you add sprinting to a game is it changes the overall principle of get through it as fast as possible. Right? Now, I could see some levels that, like, Guilty Spark has this problem where, you know, you want to get through it as fast as possible because Guilty Spark is kind of not... Or is it Guilty Spark? No, Library. Sorry, got the levels mixed up. Oh, I'm not a true Halo fan. It's over for me. Yeah, the Library. The Library is considered by many to be one of the biggest lulls in the campaign of the OG, right? There's a lot of problems with the OG, and we'll talk about that and what the remake should do to fix those, right? So the second big problem here mechanically, again, is the sprinting. This is just an unnecessary feature, and it honestly just detracts from the overall experience, in my opinion. Sprinting and vaulting is something that doesn't, quite frankly, really belong in Halo because it changes the overall environment, atmosphere, and basically overall
It makes
feel.
it feel like COD or Battlefield, which is never Halo's vibe.
Yes,
Well,
you are.
another
You're in
thing is-
Mjolnir armor. You're a super soldier.
Is that another thing is that dude, it's not going to be an issue for this game because there's no PvP.
Yeah,
but-
they didn't do PvP. Okay, that's
No
another thing
forge,
to talk about.
no
yeah.
PvE, no firefight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what the
no
hell?
forge.
Yeah, so, but usually what happens when you add sprint to the game, you need to make the maps equally as large to account for the sprinting aspect.
And then
They're not
the
doing
more-
that.
Yeah, and then the more abilities you add to that mix, the more you have to balance for.
Yeah, this is why Infinite's map size is so large and empty. It's because they had to account for the traversal.
Yep, they added sprinting. They also added vehicles, and then
Grappling hook.
the big other problem with Infinite is that the NPCs were coded to react as if they were on set piece levels, and they were not designed for large scale environments. Hence, why you could easily break and cheese them by basically sitting outside their aggro range. If anyone's familiar, and I know some people might not be who play Halo and like shooters, usually NPCs in games, especially like you'll notice in MMOs, will usually have this aggro range where they'll pull and then they'll
And
lose
then they're
aggro.
tethered to that spot.
Yep, and this prevents them from like chasing you across the universe, right? In shooters, you don't normally worry about that too much because each set piece is handcrafted, right? Well, in the case of Halo Infinite, this became a big problem because they had these tether points where they would retract back to, but the issue is that the NPC wouldn't like react to you being far away. So if you were too far away, it would like look at you, maybe shoot at you, but not really go and hunt you. Because
And
it
then
would
it's
just
like,
sit
oh,
there.
assault rifles, they'll chase you. Okay, I'll just use a sniper. I'll just use a rocket. I'll just use any of the long range.
Oh, she's a
options.
Banshee, and she's the entirety of Infinite.
Yeah, just
Oh, yeah,
sit-
that's what
yeah.
that's what I was getting to. Like at a certain point, like you will just keep going farther and farther away. So like the problem doesn't get better.
Yeah, it trivialized the entire open world's gameplay.
Yes, and that fundamentally changes a lot about the game. That and so the two big like red flags. There's actually three so far. So the first one, or four technically. God, I hate how many there are.
Wait, let's create a list.
So the first thing I notice is everything is yellow. This is because for whatever reason, all modern games have like this obsession with a filter. And you'll notice this if you do side-by-side comparisons with the OG, where it's there's no filter. Like blue is blue and yellow is yellow and red is red, right? Humans have tricolor eyes. We see 3 different types of colors, and we make use of the full spectrum in most video games. And this one, it has a yellow filter over it. Now, I also noticed that there's film grain over this video. I don't know if they just did that for whatever reason. I hope to God they don't put film grain in the actual game. That's absolutely nonsensical. But the big thing here is that, oh my God, I'm sorry. The sprinting thing gets me
go back 10 seconds.
every time. Which part specifically?
Yeah, go back a little bit more than this. Right there.
Bit further?
A little more. Okay, so watch his arm. Watch, no, do slightly more. So I'm not seeing any. All right, go ahead and play it. So you saw how his gun fucking went to the right and then back forward. The enemy.
Oh yeah, that's kind of weird. Why is it doing that?
This is. I feel like this is AI.
Speaking of AI, yes. It's important to remember with all
That looks
Microsoft
weird.
developed games, they were putting generative AI in all aspects of game development. So
Yes.
they have not listed if it was used in the Steam page yet. Steam
Also
have not
that-
discovered it.
That image right there with the needler annoys the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of complaints about that.
Look at the ammo counter on a needler.
What? There is an ammo
What?
counter on a needler. What the heck?
It's right there,
Needles
Kim.
are supposed
I
to
see.
be the
I know.
counter.
I know. I like. They're
I
fundamentally.
feel like for whatever reason they thought people just couldn't look at their gun.
So yeah, like, okay. So the big things, the 2 big things that are the one big thing they cannot fix, because I think it's they just won't fix it, is that this game is running on Unreal, and that's terrible. That is terrible, because the Unreal Engine is a crutch, and it is not a good engine in the slightest. Only a few games actually make good use of it. Halo was never built based on visuals. It was always built on atmosphere, gameplay, and like feeling and mood. And it really carries it. And was always stylistic. It was never photorealistic. And the minute it started to become photorealistic is the minute when the series became bad. I.e., look no further than Halo 4, Halo 5, Halo 6, aka Infinite. Halo Infinite is 6. Like, we can pretend whatever it is, that's what it is. But yeah, so the big thing is that's like loss of focus. And so switching to the Unreal already changes the tapestry of Halo, because Halo was built to be stylistic, not photorealistic. And that was always the case. And it might have been due to graphical limitations of the era, but it was what it was, and that was what it became.
It created a distinct style.
Yes, and by changing that style, you're fundamentally losing touch with the first step of what makes us Halo. So it's already feeling too sterile. That, the color filter, the fact that they're using the Unreal Engine, mean that they're not using a proprietary engine that they can actually try to experiment and do things to actually make it Halo-y, proper, right? The sprinting thing is just unnecessary. It fundamentally changes like the mood. The reduced ammo count of the assault rifle has always been a controversial thing, even as early as Halo 3. It was never viewed positively, and it still is negative to this day. People want the 60-round MA5, and they always have.
Here's the issue with it, I think. Because it's been 32 for so long, unironically, I just think that they thought that was what it always was.
Yeah.
Even though there was the conversation around people saying, well, in CE, it was fucking 64.
Yeah, because when the battle rifle was introduced in Halo 2 to replace the assault rifle, and it was controversial back then too, because people missed the assault rifle. They just wanted the assault rifle to be more useful and accurate. Halo 3, they reintroduced it, but then gave it like a little bit more accuracy, but then also took away like, a significant
Half its mag capacity.
Yeah, a significant amount of its munition due to multiplayer balance. And because they did that, it fundamentally changed the overall feeling of the assault rifle. So it's like, well, you had the battle rifle and the assault rifle, which was nice. The assault rifle kind of felt like it came back, but it came back kind of like neutering one of its key characteristics that really set it apart as a assault rifle compared to most games. Again, the 60-round magazine capacity was one of the staples of the assault rifle, and still is. It's what makes that rifle stand out compared to every other weapon as the human weapon, because the assault rifle has not only got an iconic look, it's also got yeah, go ahead.
It made it an extremely viable, like, close quarters weapon, because it's like, yeah, if your shields get down, I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, because you could just hose and suppress enemy targets. And that was really cool. And again, there's ways to fix this, right? Like, maybe make the bloom spread not so much. And if you do meg dump, so to speak, then yeah, the bloom gets bigger like after the 30 bullet mark or whatever.
Or what they
I
could
find this
do,
funny.
Go ahead.
they could have the bloom maximum be the same, but it takes longer to get to the maximum bloom.
Mm-hmm.
I think you're misunderstanding something, Gibbs. None of these people worked on fucking Halo CE.
None of them.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. I'm pretty sure they legitimately think the original was 32.
Yeah, I think one of the original map designers for Halo CE commented on the fact that he's like, what did they do to my map? Like, because
Look what they did to my boy.
Silent Cartographer is viewed as one of the pivotal maps. It's one of the most iconic campaign maps. It is, in the entire franchise. No map has ever been on the same level as Silent Cartographer. It just is. It's the epitome of what Halo was supposed to be, a slightly open experience, but sort of constructed.
Still crafted.
They've never been able to recapture Silent Cartographer and any other map, by the way. Now, I will point out that we do have some actual positive things to say about the remake. Not positive things, but more like positive things to be like, okay, there is some potential here. But this is why the importance of vocality and criticism is so important here. And one of the things I've noticed in the general discourse is the rage baiting that's going on, which I did mention in the title of the stream. Like, there's a lot of people who are just outright going and attacking people who are critical of any of the new stuff. Where they're like just immediately shutting down, like, Halo fans can never be happy. Oh, Halo fans can never have, like, they'll just throw a fit. They don't deserve anything. They don't deserve nothing. It's like that kind of mentality, that don't deserve nothing mentality, is nonsensical. Firstly, Halo fans have been loyal to the franchise for ages and willingly come back and give them second chances many times. They gave them a second chance with Halo 5 after 4. They gave them a third chance with Halo Infinite after 5. And both times they got bit, right? So if they have built this sort of like distrust, it's not the fault of the fans. It's the fault of the developers and the fault of Microsoft for failing to give the fans what they've been asking for, and they've been very, very, very vocal about it. Incredibly vocal.
It's not that they refuse to do so; they can't. They literally cannot make a good Halo game anymore.
I know, but like
all the people that
fight
made
continues.
it what it were, they left.
Most of them are
years ago.
retired. Most of
Well, that's what I mean. They left years ago.
Yep. Like,
yeah, the first Halo came out 25 years ago. What, 25 years ago about?
yeah, and those guys were in their like 20s and like 30s and stuff. And now they're in their,
It's like,
50s.
dude,
40s, 50s.
like, I'm retired. I'm in my 50s or something like that, right?
Yeah, a lot of them got really burnt out from the nonsense of Microsoft even back then.
Yes.
A lot of the new people where they clearly... They just don't have the capabilities to understand
Yeah, most
what
of
made
them
Halo good.
most of them left the industry because if we look at what happened with Bungie got burnt out. By the time they reached Reach, there was a huge schism between Bungie and Microsoft. The Bungie that split, some of them stayed, most of them went with Bungie, right? And then when they went with Sony, with Bungie, then Destiny just collapsed inwards on itself almost instantly. And so whatever old guard you had at that point, basically slowly were bled out over Destiny 1 and 2. And to the point where they're gone. And the people who work there now have nothing to do with anything to do with Halo. It even goes for 343, right? Because Bungie's gone and Bungie's not
You
working
mean
on
Halo
this.
Studios?
Yes, and Halo Studios / 343, because we know from insider sources that we had that they don't keep people on retention even during Halo Infinite's development. For example, during Halo Infinite, they would basically keep somebody on and then fire them before they would reach like another year, and then hire somebody else to carry on their work. So there's no such thing as an old guard member. There was none in Halo Infinite.
Knowledge is not retained.
Yes.
There was also so much contract work where they would just bring on somebody and for the exact same reason. Just do a few months of work and bye.
Yep, and then after that they leave. And so any sort of knowledge or attachment to the setting or art direction is lost in each iterative process of Halo. Halo 4's art direction wasn't very good. It had problems, right? But instead of reworking it, Halo 5 just sort of walked it in a weird direction and then Halo Infinite then walked it in a weird direction again, and now we have this one, Halo CE Campaign Evolved, right? And it's walking it in another weird direction where it's not quite going back to the original, but it sort of is attempting to, but not quite. And it's like, okay, so we've not retained any of the personnel from any of these projects, and so
You have
it's
you
like
have standard Unreal Engine 5 graphics. I mean, this is so bug standard Unreal Engine 5 that there is no unique art style. You've seen this before.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna let everybody understand, right? Do you know why they are focusing so heavily on the fidelity in this game right now?
because it's the only thing it has. I don't know.
No, it's because they don't want to pull a Halo Infinite with the Shrek brute.
Oh my
Oh,
god, yeah, okay, so that's probably why they're focusing so hard. Because some executives like, that was an embarrassment, let's not repeat that. And
To
so
be fair, that executive is partially correct.
I mean, he's right, but they've developed tunnel vision. Like that's what that has basically turned into. Instead of focusing on anything else, they focus so much on trying to make it look not like goofy and Play-Doh-y that they've somehow gone full circle, and now they've completely forgotten something else because they get tunnel vision anytime they do anything with Halo. And
Now,
this
I do have to bring out this
Go ahead.
point and about the Unreal Engine 5 thing and to Artemis and what off of what Artemis said. They cannot develop their own engine. It's like let's face it, Halo Studios right now cannot develop their own engine. So from a pure practical standpoint, this is their best option.
Yes, from this standpoint, so like, for example, this is what I mean when we're talking about like actual criticism versus rage baiting, right? So the first big mistake is they're using Unreal Engine and they're not using their own proprietary engine with the resources they have at their disposal. However, they don't have the personnel to even use or create their own proprietary engine right now. Okay, with that knowledge in effect, that means that part is like, okay, we're just gonna have to accept that that's gonna be.
Yeah, they're basically just accepting that like
Yep.
they do not have the skill.
Yeah.
Well, I
to do
know, but
And
as
they do have
a
one skill set.
I know.
And we found this from other
Hold on.
Microsoft studios.
But as a consumer, like, okay, that part you already fucked up in the past. Now we have to live with that fuck up. So this is what we have to live with. It's going to be on Unreal. But there are things that can change. Just because it's on Unreal doesn't mean it's, it's going to have its micro stutters and other bullshit, right? But it doesn't mean that it's unsalvageable. For example, the piss filter, we know for a fact that you can make an Unreal game without the piss filter. Get rid of the piss filter. That shouldn't be back. I don't even know why that's back again, and that's becoming more apparent. Like Battlefield, that's one of my biggest complaints about Battlefield 6. It's really fun, and it's really good, but they added a fucking piss filter for some fucking reason. Get rid of the piss filter. Let the game be colorful. It's okay to have color in your goddamn video game. And like now that's fixable. Not only is that fixable, but the gun is fixable. The MA5, give it its 60 rounds back. That's fixable. Remove sprinting. That's fixable. They can fix a lot of things here that we're criticizing. So a lot of this is salvageable.
Here's the issue, kids. If they remove the sprinting, they remove the piss filters, all you're doing is paying for a re-released fucking Halo Combat Evolved.
Yes, and hold on, I'm not quite done because there is stuff. There's so much to talk about because I know a lot about Halo. I'm only a little bit obsessed. So Halo 1, as we know, originally when it was developed, suffered incredible development troubles at the end of its cycle, to the point where once you get out of 343 Guilty Spark, there was the Marines, your NPC companions, are in the files,
Disappear.
and they're supposed to be like showing up in every level that follows 343 Guilty Spark, save for like the library. I don't think I don't know if they show up there or if they're scripted to be there. I don't think they were, but they were in every other level after that. 2 betrayals, they were there.
Once Guilty Spark turns on you, they're no longer in the maps.
Yeah, they disappear. And that was because they couldn't finish coding the NPCs to work with the rest levels. There's a modder called Ruby who restores this and basically patches up and tries to uplift it. Ruby's work, in my opinion, should be actually used as a reference of what to do and how to fix some of the problems. So this game can be sold, in my eyes, and be something that we can make into a thing by restoring cut content like the animals and creatures that were cut, because we've seen modders attempt to restore it, and so we can actually make aliens actually functional again, right? And
It also
part of the
makes it
environment.
feel like this is a world and not just a map.
Yes, So there's a lot we can do there. The fixing of the power balance of the weapons. In the original cut, a lot of the weapons were kind of janky power balance wise. Well, if you know anything about Ruby's design philosophy, his entire philosophy was about basically bringing all the weapons up to a same equilibrium of they feel powerful, they feel fun, and it fulfills the power fantasy in some way. And so the AR felt good, the shotgun felt good, the pistol felt good, the needler was faster and more functional, and so all the weapons in the game were made more functional. And so these reasons right here is one. The second thing, fixing all the levels post 343 Guilty Spark and fixing the Marines, basically restoring the cut level, or not the cut levels, but fixing the problems that Two Betrayals had. Two Betrayals is just I forget what that map is called, but in reverse. It is all that is. And the reason why that is because development time. And that's why they ran out of time. Everything post and during library, for like that whole section needs to be readdressed and fixed. Because all that suffered from basically development rush. So if they fix all that and they do what they want to do with adding in like additional missions, like some missions where you have some stuff from Reach, basically tying this game into Reach a bit more, and how Chief got on the Pillar of Autumn, because they did mention they want to add some missions into the game, or expand.
They want to add 3 prequel missions, is what they're saying they want to do.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, conceptually speaking, and assuming that this isn't some narrative revisionist bullshit where you see Master Cheeks again, God fucking forbid, we'll actually see a bit more there with how Chief got to, the Pillar of Autumn. Okay, from Reach. That's interesting, and that adds a lot more like to this game and gives it a bit more variability. But Bucky is pretty right when he talks about like, okay, what are the reasons to get this over the remaster we have now or the original cut, right? Well, that's still not quite good enough. So what do we need to do? Okay, well, we're going to need the multiplayer that they cut, because this doesn't have multiplayer, mind you. So it needs to have its multiplayer. And what else could it get that the original didn't have? A improved and better Forge, because the original didn't have a Forge mode. So we can make custom levels, game modes, and things like that. And a firefight mode, which the original didn't have as well. Again, we can build this game up to be an actual proper remake if we want to. Like, just because it's a remake doesn't mean it has to be crap. I don't know what's up with this like mentality where it's like, it has to be shit. Like, it can be great. And why shouldn't it be great? We should have multiplayer. We should have Forge mode. We should have firefight. Like, the one thing they did right here is that they've expanded the co-op campaign from 2 players to 4 players. A good move. Now, I also want Steam Workshop support. I want full mod support as well, because modding is the only thing that's kept this franchise alive as long as it's gone.
I want there to be where there's 2 Master Chiefs or 2 Spartans, and then the other 2 are just fucking ODSTs.
Yeah, you can custom models and stuff like that. That would be cool too. And again,
didn't Ruby add ODSTs to it?
Yes, it did actually, to the Pillar of Autumn, and they have different scripting.
Yes, ironically, ODSTs are
shotguns,
more aggressive. They have more health, and they will actually try to flank enemies.
Yes.
Because the Marines will be passive. They wait for you to initiate combat.
They support you.
ODSTs will actually go on the offensive and try to do stuff on their own.
Yep, they'll act independently of the player. This is why it's like, okay, as a Halo fan, like, look at the community. The community has actually provided solutions to the problem here. And, okay, if we need to increase the value and why we should get this game. Firstly, it needs multiplayer, it needs firefight, it needs Forge mode, it needs Steam Workshop support and modded support in general to help basically give it an equal reason to exist. And then you can add these like bonus missions. That's cool. I like that. Like these bonus missions, maybe even go talk to the original writers and creators, like talk about some of the missions that were cut. Maybe they were cut for good reasons, but maybe consider revitalizing some things or fixing certain levels, like the library. The library is the worst level in Halo 1. It's just not very good. Like, that needs to be addressed and fixed. Not only does the library need to be fixed, but Two Betrayals also needs to be fixed, because Two Betrayals is missing most of its shit too. Like, the humans were cut. And so there's a lot of these like previous maps, as well as the one where you're on that Covenant ship that's like leaking goopy oil. That mission also has some problems with like infinite spawning and just not being very fun for certain sections of it. Like the last arc of the Halo missions are a bit goofy. The interior of the Pillar of Autumn being wheelie woobly woobly, and the driving controls being a little too floaty.
Extra long.
Wow, I didn't know the fucking Pillar of Autumn was this long.
Like that
Hey,
can
where
be
did this
fixed.
large opening in the center of the pail of water come from?
Yeah, it was like
I
what?
really
There's a little
wonder.
gap
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, it wasn't there when you saw the full haul. But even with all that, you got to keep price point into account because this is the second remake. They already redid the graphics from the ground up once, and we got that in MCC.
And the
There are
MCC
songs that
wasn't
if
very
they-
good,
it-
by the way, or the
Yeah.
the original one.
Yeah, it took a long time to get it fixed. If they charge say $70 for just a campaign,
Oh, that's cute.
that's good. Yeah, that's gonna
You're
destroy
thinking
this
it's
set right
$70
then and there.
when they've already been touting $80.
$80 for like
they-
only half the content. Like fuck.
Yes, they tried to do this with Outer Worlds 2, which, fun fact, Outer Worlds 2 came out in advanced access
It did?
yesterday. Yeah, for the $100 version. And they had to lower the price from that from $80 to 70 because there was so much backlash. As Arms pointed out, I would not put it past Microsoft corporate to try and charge $80 for this.
That's oh my god. I think I want to blow my brains out a little bit.
Yeah,
Oh
'cause-
my god.
Ideally, this should be 40 or $50, probably more 40, because again, second remake of the same content again.
Yeah, it should be okay. So it should be $40 because they're gonna make a fortune on this if they turn it out good, right? I mean, even if they let's say they proceed on mission with the way it is, it'll probably turn a profit, but it'll be not good. But I don't want just a profit. I want this game to excel. But in its current state of what it's listed to be, it's not going to excel. We deserve better. We deserve a stronger title, and Halo deserves a remake of the first game of one of the most legendary games that affected video gaming culture on such a monumental level. Is getting a half-baked, half-cooked remake. Are you shitting me? That's not fair. How come Capcom
No, I need
spits
you
out
to
their
understand
remakes of
something.
way higher quality? What the fuck?
I need you to understand, Kips. This is not a remake of a remake. You had the original Combat Evolved. You had the gold version that came out a year later. You had the anniversary edition, the the Master Chief Collection version, and now you have this.
Yeah, and all those
The
other
only-
previous ones were just like minor touch-ups. Like they weren't like big. Like this is supposed to be a big it's gonna add so much to it. It's gonna there's gonna be a whole reason to play it. Like the Dead Space remake did do a lot of good. The Dead Space remake is actually probably one of the stronger examples of a remake, or RE4 remake.
That is an actual remake. Yes, this
Or
is
it's-
not going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, because from the marketing material on the Steam page, it doesn't look like it. You get no signs that they're going to do that level of quality. Now, the only, and I can't believe I'm doing this charitable what if, or the only charitable point I can point out is that they're doing this to reteach the team what makes Halo fun. Now, my take is, I am not giving Halo Studios or Microsoft any sympathy here. They've been screamed at way too many times to not understand what makes Halo good. For a company that stresses data and a different culture where they're supposed to understand what's going on, they have proven time and again that they just don't care and or don't understand.
All right, we got a lot of donos piling up. What's coming?
Okay, yeah, I gotta get a handle on it real quick. All right, so if anything came through Streamlabs, Chumpa, just tell me. But let's see. Polly donates $10, says, well, fans, we know you love giving money to your childish toys, so we made it again, and we changed it to make it more grown up. Halo Studio. Hashtag Wild Blue and hashtag Sandwich. Thank you for the donation. Very generous. Frederick has been a member for 18 months. Thank you for your long-term support, my dude. He says, why? It can't be great is simple. They just have to think of it as a cash grab. Big thinky. How low is the chance they will not think it's a cash grab? Oh my god. Yeah, that's the thing. Other thing, it's one of the things where it's like, okay, we've added 4 players, and also we've added back some levels that we're gonna expand the campaign. It's like, okay, that's good. And it's like, oh, but then we also removed a bunch of stuff and also made the game retarded. Your gun now has less bullets, and also we added sprinting. It's like, it's not that hard to actually do this the right way. Why do you keep making
But
these
look at the
mistakes?
water.
I want to know if they have the sprint. I wanted to see if they have the sprint slide.
If I see this, oh
That sounds
god.
like a fantastic idea, Artemis.
Welcome.
Didn't they already have
That's
sprint
fine.
slide in Halo 5?
We're gonna get bunny hopping too, where you're bunny hopping around elites and oh no, it's the
And why not a
demon.
grappling hook?
They're gonna call him Mr. fucking Bunny instead. Like, oh my god.
This dude
Okay.
does Bunny all over again.
Genghis donates $30 and says, if the pistol can't one-shot hunters, I'm not interested. They need to add Yinglet like native creatures. Alright, into the trash with you. Imagine Yinglets versus Grunts.
Well, they do have native
Just
creatures.
to finish the Bone Zone
So,
fund.
so Genghis, I'm gonna
Hold on,
blow
hold
your
on.
mind.
Clams and 10 seconds of a Hago. Look at you. You got one. There. It's like, you can't
So, Genghis,
stipulate the time.
I'm gonna blow your mind. Technically, the universe does have their version of Yinglets. They're called grunts. They're quite ugly.
Yup. They are quite hideous. Perhaps too hideous. Also, let's see. You gotta refresh the back end stuff real quick. Boop. Because they crash sometimes. There we go. Loading, loading, loading. Hooray, hooray. I don't see anything in the back end. Let me check. This one. Let's see. 17 hours ago, 16 hours ago, 6 minutes ago. Yeah, I've got nothing. I've got nothing back here, Chumpus. Oh, the Semper Tantrum. There we go. 27 minutes ago says for $78. Thank you for the very generous donation. Rat can't read, apparently. Same tags. Oh, okay. That's part of a second donation. He donates $220 or $22 before then. Thank you very much. Incredibly generous. He says the rat successfully corrupted and claimed another soul. The Shoblin shall be set free to rain nukes on all unworthy. Hashtag fit, hashtag sandwich. Sounds like another art piece got funded. And thank you. No, excuse me. Thank you very much for your generous donation. I need to get a drink.
No, you don't.
Oh my
Just
god.
talk like that for the rest of the time.
1 second.
Coughing like a bitch.
What could Gibbs possibly be choking on?
Bags upon bags.
I think Candy will fix that.
Okay. Back.
He probably had to use both hands.
Fuck off. All right. Streamlines
What's
the
wrong, kids?
donations before stream. Why is
I was
that
talking
so-
about straws. What were you talking? What were you thinking I was talking about?
Hold on, I'm checking. Chump ass. He's like, he's so. Look at him.
These
8
magical
minutes,
donations.
17 minutes. Yeah, that's it. That's everything. Like nothing else is showing on my end. You'll have to just DM them to me, or die. One of the two. Dying is also a valid option. Thanks, Skip. Appreciate it. But thank you for your very generous donations, Chad. Very generous indeed. Scroll up, Kid Man. Ugh, making me do my job. Is he even in
Seems
there?
you missed T's and.
Oh, Jano, there we go.
T's.
Squeaky Leaky can't be late. Hands lewd for chat is ready and only waiting for the weekly to be made, chat. That's right. Also, Sleptrock offers 3 unique Indio art pieces never before seen, if Chatfish make the weekly as well. Also, Harlot gives a membership. Thank you for the gift of membership. Very generous. Okay. He always gifts that before. He always sneaks one in. Okay.
He likes to make sure we have a chance of missing them.
Yep, he does that, little bastard, making me my job hard. Why you do this to me?
Have
Why
those
you
all
do
been
this?
counted already?
He's counting them. Chumpus is counting in the background. He's working on the game dev stuff. Also, India would like to mention that the... Gosh darn it, you guys... You guys stop doing it! The entire art team's just like trying to get me to pitch their stuff right now. Okay, we'll just... We'll take a look at it and show chat, because otherwise India's gonna throw a hissy-tissy.
The hissy fissy.
Yeah, so...
Hissy.
Come on, my eyeballs don't work like they used to.
Did they
Because
ever
you're
work?
blind and you're not wearing contacts.
There we go. Okay. So there you go, chat. The Metal Gear Solid thumbnail has more slots India would like chat to buy onto to fill some of the negative space. So if you'd like to be on the Metal Gear Solid 1 thumbnails, $25 for a pocket fish, $50 for a bucket fish. There are slots available to get on the thumbnail. Feel free to do so.
I want to point out the cheeks on Aerith there.
She's got some very pronounced cheekage.
Look, it's been an ongoing
Colonel.
joke. Yeah, it's been an ongoing joke for years in the Metal Gear community.
The glad my ass cheeks keep alerting the
At least it's a chick's cheeks this time, okay? Like there's some solid. Okay, so back to friggin' Damn cheeks. The Chatfish is so happy.
Cheeks, if you will.
Also, the tires are hollow. Like that, I noticed that as I was like looking at that. They're honeycombed and empty. So they're not going to be poppable. I guess that's how they make the reason as to why
I was
you
gonna
shoot them and
say,
they don't do anything.
you could argue that that's a like outer rubber protection thing for the inner tire. I'm trying to be as fair as I can.
Yeah,
You're so generous.
you're being super fair, Hands. Thank you very much. So we got a little
Also,
weird.
hold on. This might just be me.
What?
I feel like the roof of the Warthog is actually too short
It does feel kind of.
It's a new Warthog.
because they flattened it. Because
I mean, it's not
Yeah, I'm
the
saying
same. It looks kind of different. You're right. Like it's a bit weird. Also, where did the sheen go on it?
What's Shane Kibbs?
It's
Don't worry about it.
shiny.
also this is just an
Unreal.
autistic-
You get
Th-
dirt and stuff on everything now.
Also, this is an autistic detail, but they removed the jerry can at the back of the Warthog.
I remember being able to shoot this off.
No, that wasn't in the originals.
of course.
The
Oh.
jerry can was added in Halo 4. I didn't like it.
Was it?
Yep. I'm much
I'd
used
have
to
to double check.
It was so
No, I
practical.
think they may have been added in Rage, actually.
I just remember it there. Do the Marines have the little eye glowy thing?
Look,
Where's
Kibbs,
the eye glowy
Master
thing?
Cheeks, Kibbs. Look,
Ah, his cheeks and his cheeks.
his eyes glowing at you, Kibbs.
So there's a couple things they also changed really quickly in the opening intro. One thing I'll show you real quick.
And it's loading.
There we go.
Rapier said they were added in Halo 2. Okay, so I'm misremembering.
So the overall, like, the Forerunner architecture is kind of changing. It's a little bit more different. That one part right there is kind of the same, but it's all like steel and it doesn't have that weird like sheen it used to have. It's just like it's flat steel, you know?
I feel
Yeah.
like that's shinier than it was initially.
Yes,
It is shinier, which makes it fake. It looks faker now.
Yeah, because it was kind of like a little bit gritty. It was very reflective, but it wasn't like that reflective.
Also, I hate that armor right now. They
Yeah,
literally did the same thing that Halo 4 did with its armor, and then they just put it on the Sangheili.
So the only thing
exaggerate
I
after
like
that.
about this, one of the things I
No.
like about this trailer is that I think this is faux hammer. I think this is the first time we've seen faux hammer ever, by the way.
Yeah, which they're gonna make her look dumb.
She'll be the cutest, because she is the cutest.
No, they should never show her face. And then right before she says, "Chief, I want you to know, I'm a dude." And then she does.
Yeah, but again, so in Halo 4, they had a tech suit, and then they just strapped armor pieces to the tech suit. I don't know if you guys remember that, but that was how it was originally in Halo 4, and it seems they have now done that with the elites.
I don't really remember Halo 4, so I'll have to take your word for it.
I'll pull up fucking images of Halo 4 Elites comparison.
I remember really liking the design of the like elite armor in 1, though.
Here we have some more extended gameplay.
The silent cartographer.
Oh, Polly
Money.
donates $10, says, "Don't want to be a grown-up, you fussy, entitled, toxic, ungrateful man children. That'll only cost $80. Yeah, as if this is something for like, you're a grown-ass man, you're buying a video game. You think children can afford $80 games? Shut the fuck up and sit down.
In this economy?
Just like, do you think my parents would have bought me $80 video games when I was a little kid? No, they would have not done that.
Or,
and thank you
or
for
if they
donation.
did, like you were only getting one video game for months.
No.
Also,
I posted the
Mythic
comparison
donates $50 and says, "Kept you waiting." Huh. Metal Gear Solid 1
Oh.
thumbnail. He buys on as a bucket fish. Thank you for your support. Very generous, Mythic. You will be
We
spared.
should be
the
on
puckers.
today's goal by now.
Yes, we are
Um,
on
yes,
today's
yes.
goal.
I
Or yesterday's goal. One of the two.
can't see the screen because he clicked away, but I'm pretty sure that's the case.
Chump ass. He's like,
Jump ass. He's at a 30, so we are currently
Now,
$5.86 from Friday's goal.
That's because Chunkus
What?
hasn't updated anything. Moving on.
Yeah.
So don't you want to be a grown-up, you fussy entitled thing? I didn't read this all. You're welcome. Also, Mr. Chief's goon bait AI girlfriend is unattractive now. What? They made Cortana ugly? She's supposed to be like basically a naked chick. Literally. That's okay. Like, I'm gonna be brutal with you guys here. Let me be honest with you. She's meant to be sexy and attractive because she's literally the only like sex appeal thing that the game had. She's about like, look at her. She's basically naked. Like that's Cortana.
I
She's
don't know. Bino has
the only
something
thing
to
she
say about
doesn't
Leeds.
she doesn't have is she don't have any nippies or any like genitalia. That's like because she's was a hologram and it's meant to be sexy. And if it triggers you, go to hell. Also, that is very different. So it used to have like a straight down look over here, and this is what I mean. Like they kind of have changed this.
They're changing the architecture.
Also, there's like rocks everywhere. What was weird about Silent Cartographer is that it was just like open sea with like only a couple rocks out in the distance. There's like a lot now.
Because the thing about the Halo rings is that they're not natural. They're made.
They're
made.
artificial.
Yup.
And unironically, they didn't even need to make them this detailed. They did it because they just wanted to.
No, there's Fohammer. They actually
Yeah, that's
show her
definitely
certain
Fohammer.
face. That I don't have anything against. Well, actually, no. Let me check to make sure. Let me check. Do I have anything against that? Let's take a look at her model. I'm gonna see the helmet. The helmet looks actually correct.
I'm gonna say I don't
Is
see
that accurate?
anything off the bat that would say like, no, this is wrong.
That looks like the pilot helmets that the pilots wear.
Yeah, Fohammer looks fine.
She's like one of the few other characters in the game. In fact, Sergeant Johnson doesn't even have a name at this point, by the way.
Well, no,
He's generic sergeant. There's two generic sergeants.
There was two sergeants. There was a
White
black
dude and a
sergeant,
black
there was
dude. Yeah.
yeah, and a white sergeant, and like that was it. You can
They-
only tell that they were sergeants because they were wearing caps instead of helmets.
So how did they change the audio, by the way? Can you turn on the audio so we can hear the pistol?
Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
'Cause I distinctly remember the sound of the Magnum, and I'm curious if they fucked with it.
Plow, plow, plow.
Blam, blam, blam.
We'll listen to the audio. We'll mute the Bickering Bunch's custom track. We'll start from the beginning and see if there's anything different here. Oh, did they go get Martin O'Donnell back? No. I just know. But they use his music. Curious.
The Covenant believe that what they call the Silent Cartographer is somewhere under this island. The Cartographer is a map room that will lead us to...
I like how the pop-in was visible in that cutscene, by the way. So is the pop-in there? The Unreal pop-in. It frame rate stuttered there too. Oh god.
At least you know they're using the engine.
Yeah.
Oh god, that pop-up.
We would change it, but then how would people know they're looking at Unreal?
Again, a lot of these things are fixable, but like they gotta get to it and they gotta be responsible and listen to critique. I do like how they added a chin gun to the actual Pelican though. I've got delicious faux hammer. Check. Delicious.
Oh, hold on, I want to go that far.
Wow, racist.
Gibbs likes chocolate.
I like all women. Actually, no, that's not true. I had to think about that for a
All
second.
women.
Nope.
All women.
Nope.
Jack,
Nope.
you heard him.
I'm being
All
picky.
women.
No. No.
Oh,
All of a sudden, Bland Will's like show up to his house. Ooh.
I have
Whale
taste.
furries.
the assault rifle sounds okay, but
Oh,
the Magnum sounds a little.
Yes,
quiet.
listen.
It does sound different.
Listen.
Oh, I do not like how they added that tree there, actually. And it's so bright over here, and it's also lower on the ground. There's like a hill and a slope.
You can tell they're using a controller.
Why? Because the aim spring all over the place.
Acceleration.
Area security secure.
I think the Magnum could be bangier.
Could be beefier.
Then you oomph it up a bit. The assault rifle sounds less powerful. It needs to be a bit... The human weapons sound a little too flimsy.
What the fuck
Let's
is
go find
underneath?
the map room. That
Oh,
will
it
show
was
the
an
location
icon
of
thing,
Halo's
okay.
control center.
Look, Hibbs.
I've been
Snow
able to
effects on
pinpoint the main
sand.
facility by
Oh my God.
cross-referencing Covenant survey data and religious
Come here.
texts.
Just- no.
Right. It's on this island. I've marked the entrance with a nav point.
You know, this used to actually be a lot green. They made it like all sandy. So a lot of this map was covered in grass, and now it just looks like it's very...
Can you imagine driving on sand this nicely at these speeds?
I also feel like they added a bunch of like lumps on the ground for like no discernible reason. Like the ground
Yeah,
was a
the-
lot more smooth. Like sometimes change for the sake of change isn't a good idea.
Well, they are remaking the map
There,
itself,
in the
so
cliff
I'm
wall.
assuming they're adding more.
The silent cartographer is somewhere inside that facility. They're already inside. We have to get in there and stop them before they learn
The
the
Marine
location
shooting
of
the
their
dead
control
body.
center.
Alright, that's fine. They do that in the OG.
I don't know if I like this down to be.
Yeah, the weapons
right.
the weapons
The
need more
fucking-
He killed himself. He killed The big noticeable thing I can tell is that the grunts actually have their methane tanks explode. That's fine. That's actually a good change in my mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
They
now
should
they can
be
actually... See, that's like
I think
a
all
positive.
the games should be brought up to Halo 3 standards of interactivity.
Yes.
I will say I like the lighting though. The lighting of the
Covenant are
plasma.
putting up a real
I just don't like the
fight.
yellow filter.
I don't like the
Photographer must be
Bukkake
here.
plasma
My
shit.
analysis
Un-
indicates
un-
that the map room
unfortunately.
should be
You mean
at
like the
bottom
you mean
floor
like
of this
the
facility.
Husk pistols like
Let's keep
lens
going
flare?
inside.
Well, no, it's just it
Don't let them lock the
splashes
doors.
on the fucking enemies when it hits them.
The needler's speed is improved in this, I will say.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. If there's one thing about Halo 1 that is definitely criticizable, it's the
Interesting.
speed of the
I
needles.
So
underestimated
that's
the Covenant's
that's a good
understanding of
change
Halo's
because that was one
subsystems.
problem that I had with the needlers.
We need
It
to find a
was so
security
slow.
It was
opening
way
to get
too
this
easy to
door open.
dodge.
the sprinting's got to go though.
Yeah, none of these maps are large enough.
They also the sprinting with the little like you see the whooshes. I hate that.
Yeah.
Unironically, hold on,
Speed lines, by the way.
hold on. They changed that cave. You were not.
He
if
just
I remember-
teleported into the hog. He didn't even run
if
to
I
the
remember
door.
right, you weren't able to drive up through that cave on this side. You had to go up the side passage and then hop out
Yeah.
down.
Keep an eye out for any unusual
I wonder if the
signs.
speed running tactic still works to get through that door before activations.
I don't know.
Because you can sequence break the game here.
Wait, hold up. Wait, look at the cursor. Did you see something? Look at where the cursor is, the little blue thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does the hit marker thing. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Unironically, I think
Red X's.
because
When
of
you kill somebody with the
um,
hog.
yeah,
That's
because of
infinite.
yeah, because of
Looks like there is a path
how
into the
old
interior of the
CE
island.
is.
It's such a
legitimately
dry
think
island.
that-
It's like Africa now.
I do think a lot of the people making this just
Okay,
don't know
hijacking.
how to do it.
Yep. Hijacking and plasma pistol EMPing. That's good because it brings it in line with the other like Halos. The things they couldn't add.
The issue is he didn't hijack.
Yeah, he got on, but
Attacking
he
the
fell
Marine
off.
on the right.
Yeah, he
That was
It
weird.
looked like he threw him off, but the Marine must have got
they
back
did
in the
open
hog.
up this area though for the Warthog.
In which the fucking original Halo designer of this map was fucking.
Yes, he's
annoyed.
mad. So, okay, it's okay to. Here's the thing, right? Real quickly, we need to talk about this. So, the reason what made getting okay in Halo 1, 2, and 3, there were not really the use of vehicle blockers. If you don't know what a vehicle blocker is, it's basically like a thing they put on a map that physically repels a vehicle backwards from moving to the next section. They did that when 343 took over a lot more, when Halo 4 had like a vehicle blocker where if you tried to stack tanks on top of each other to get over, you couldn't do it. Like you could do it in ODST, you could do it in Halo 3, you could do it in Halo 2, you could do it in Halo 1, where you could finagle vehicles in there, and that wasn't intended. However, what that became is that actually became a unintended feature, because it was always fun to try to finagle a vehicle in, because it was one of the things about Halo's proprietary engine it was made in, was that you could actually use the physics, because physics was kind of a new mechanic in this era. That's what made it so cool. And so again, removing that blocker, in my mind, that kind of takes away a bit of the magic, because that was meant for you to disembark. And the level designer was wise to do that, so that the idea of Silent Cartographer is that you use the vehicle to traverse to an area, you fight your way to an area, and then you could finagle the vehicle to get past a blocker if you wanted to. And that was cool.
No, yeah, granted, it wasn't intended, but you could do it.
Yes, you could do it. And so that left the possibility of, like, if you were willing to be patient and finagle a vehicle, you could bring it where you shouldn't have. And it felt like an achievement for doing so, which added an extra layer to the game where it had replayability. Because it's like, okay, let's see how far we can get the Warthog to go. There were places you couldn't get the Warthog to go in Silent Cartographer, but you could get it to go in a lot of places where it shouldn't. This being one of them. And that's why it was so fun to finagle the vehicle up here. Again,
I remember, like,
go ahead.
I remember shoving a Warthog down the hallway in one of the little stations you had to go through.
Yep.
Like, how do we get us out now?
We got it in, you know? And that was kind of the cool thing, because that's what made it have replayability. Because you got to understand, right? Why did that matter back then? Well, back then, you bought a video game, and because of how the world worked, there wasn't like a digital market for the most part. So you bought a video game, you went home, you played it, and you were going to play that game until the next time you went to the game store, or your parents got you a game for your good grades, or you went and got one yourself, right? And so you had to explore multiple avenues of approach for it, so you ended up doing multiple playthroughs. Games should be designed for multiple playthroughs, in my opinion. Not like in a way that, like, oh, if you don't, like, we cut content, right? It's what immersive sims do so well, like Prey 2016, where there's like, you can do different runs. That's perfect. That's like my ideal game. A game that has more than just a single playthrough. And Halo had that to a degree, where you could basically do things like that, these little things. It's not like a deal breaker, but it's one of those things where it's like, it kind of misses the point of the design of the original map. We'll keep going. We'll keep going. The sound effects for the gun also feel like they need to be oomfier. So here they're just showing that you can drive the vehicle up here.
I think they're more so interested in showing off the effects of shooting the armor with the machine gun.
Now, is the Warthog impervious to damage like human vehicles were in the past? It took 2 direct hits and I see no vehicle damage. So are human vehicles going to infinite health? Because I think that would be a positive change to make them destructible.
Also, the turret glows as it fires no more bullets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that.
Damn,
the
he's
fact
bad.
that
He's kind of bad.
Is anyone
That
else
hit marker is
pointed out
annoying.
that health bar is no longer the Halo 1 health.
Yeah, it's not the squares. It's just a solid bar. They
Look.
still have 2 health bars though. The shield and then that. I'm not a big fan of it being over directly to the center. I kind of liked it at the top left.
No, I can get it for HUD reasons, because the HUD makes sense.
Yeah, I get it. I just maybe
He's more talking about segments versus just like, here's your health, and if you can get to cover, you get your health back.
Yep.
Well, you don't get health back.
And behind me, the grenade information is displayed, and on the bottom right is the weapons. Primary,
What made
secondary.
Halo pretty difficult, at least when you started playing the game initially, was getting to low health, your shield recovering, and then your shield's getting knocked out immediately and then dying because you don't have any health bars.
Yeah.
So the one thing I have yet to see is that when you melee, does it create blood sprays? I know that's a little detail, but that's important.
100.
The sprinting makes this room feel so much smaller.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sprinting's got to go.
Oh look, multiple shots with the to the back.
I can't remember. Could you one-shot it from the back? Like, that's been so long.
No, you needed to get like a good headshot.
He's not
No,
hitting that
you
spot.
2 shots in the back with the actual Magnum will kill a hunter.
No,
It's really easy.
I think it's better that they're a little tankier because fucking Christ, the 100 are pushovers in Halo 1.
Use
Yeah,
that
but Genghis hates
shut
it
down
now.
the security system.
Genghis is gonna commit Gengicide.
He's gonna go like, I'm Gango!
The rock and roll clown.
Yes, Sweezy, there are hunters there. And then when he leaves, there should be cloaked elites.
Look, that armor
He
looks
looks goofy.
ass.
Yeah, no, I don't like that
Good.
armor.
That should
I
open the
don't like
door
it.
that leads into the main shaft.
You remember when commanders were just yellow? That's all.
We
Didn't
need
have
to go to the
special
main
armor.
They're
facility.
beautiful.
Let's head back down the beach.
It was gold.
And then
The
God help
shipmasters
me.
were the coolest.
Yeah, because there was like 2 of them.
Yeah, the plasma. Let's back up. That's one thing I'm noticing a lot more. Like, it's too much sparkle and particle effect shit with the plasma weapons. Because I've been looking at that because Bucky
Good.
mentioned
That
it.
should open the door that leads
Here's
into
the
main
issue.
shaft.
We'll
I
pause
think
it when we get there.
regular people are going to be fine with that.
Yeah, well, I don't care
We
about
need to
them.
go to the main facility.
So the big thing
Let's
is
head
that
back
that's
down the beach.
ass. Particle. The reason why that's ass is it makes the plasma weapon look. It devalues it. So, like, if you look at it, you can see the plasma effects, like right there, like how it sort of has this like little brap cloud
Lens
trail,
flare. That and the lens flare.
and all the little spreckles and stuff like that.
Gibbs,
Lens flare is
that's,
also bad.
and I was going to say,
Look,
Is that
hit
what-
marker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Look, Gibbs.
terrible. That hit marker needs to go. Like, I'm not sorry. Fuck you. Like, that's awful. Like, that's terrible. That takes me out of it. That just reminds me that I'm playing a video game. Like, I want the game to be immersive.
it's not multiplayer.
I don't even want it multiplayer. It's just not immersive. I don't like hit markers like that. It's just like, you can have like a kill feed if you want like a scoreboard thing on, like Helldivers does, like at the bottom of where the cursor is, like a little skull appears. You know, it's like, oh, you got him. Good job.
Well, often
Good
the point of the
job.
hit marker is to tell you that is to confirm a kill, because that's
So,
usually what it does.
Here's a question,
Kills.
Gibbs.
What?
How many hit ammo counters do you need on a gun?
Ammo counters, like visual displays. I mean,
Yes.
most video games they only just need one because it's usually in the like a corner, and it usually displays what bullets you have. What?
Uh-huh.
Well, look at the current gun you have, the Magnum. How many ammo counters do you see on the screen?
None. Oh well, one bottom right.
No, look at it again.
2.
There's two.
There's 2 separate ammo counters on it.
What do you mean?
The
Where?
bullets themselves are indicated. And
Yeah,
the
that
magazine.
was in the OG as well.
Did they have number counters?
I
I don't
believe
think so.
you can. I mean, go ahead and check Squilly. Look up thing. But I'm pretty
The assault
sure
rifle, from my mind, had
the assault rifle
ammo
had the
counter on
little
yeah,
blue.
'cause it
No, no,
had
no,
it
no, no, no,
actually
no, no,
on
no, 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 no. We're not talking about that. The bottom right thing in the stream, where you see the
Yeah, no, I
bullets.
know what you're talking about.
That was in Halo 1 as well. You could see them literally disappear. Pretty sure.
Yeah, you can see the bullets disappear, but what the counting down thing?
I think the number thing was there too. I'm pretty sure. I don't think that's particularly new. Now, the plasma rifle and percentage thing, that's also the same. I don't know about the little bar thing. Oh, the bar thing, yeah, that was there because that's the overheat thing.
No, it's different. Hold on.
Because I'm pretty sure in the original,
Was
the
just the-
ammo it showed you is
Chief,
what you had
Bravo
left
22
to
was
reload
bringing us some
with.
heavy weapons.
Yeah.
After I saw we were up against hunters. I
So
thought
it is slightly different.
Oh,
Yeah. It has been changed.
Oh, well, that was more so there because they were using a magazine system in Halo 1.
Now I gotta go look for myself. I hate you. I hate all of you.
This
Yeah,
one's
so-
actually, this
No,
one's
he
I
actually
posted
want to
it in the,
operate off of memory.
So
He,
here's
he
what,
posted it in the stream room, Kibbs.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. All right.
because it has Combat Evolved, Halo 2, 3, Reach, 4, and 5.
But the thing about like, Halo CE was that they were using magazines in that game. Well,
Yep,
they call it
so-
clips, but you know.
Yeah, so
the-
one
the
was
am-
just like the one. Well, it has a display of the gun, but it's mostly the same actually.
Well, what I was saying is the ammo counter they have above that wasn't what was in the mag. That was what you had to reload with.
No,
Yep.
that was the total. That's the total amount of bullets you have. Or yeah, that's 240 bullets. The only thing they've added differently is a little slash thing. That's not a big deal in my eyes. But it is one of those like 16 out of 14. Like that's, in my opinion, that's unnecessary because you have the little bullets themselves.
That's what I'm pointing out at. It's why do you need to be told how many bullets you have in your magazine when you have the fucking bullet indicator as well?
I hate YouTube's fucking new buttons being in the bottom right. It's so
Also,
fucking
this is interesting.
Psycho Star gets a membership. Thank you for your membership.
Is there a rocket launcher in here? Good.
There's 2 of them.
I mean, if they didn't have the rocket launcher here, like, oh my god. Oh, yes, we do need to talk about that. Okay. So... well, the blast radius seems big, but is it as lethal? Because this thing, you could kill yourself pretty easy if you weren't careful.
Yeah, I want to say the issue is he was shooting at grunts, and it's like they're not really that hardy.
Look how reflective the fucking barrel is.
Oh, I know.
Also, it's got the Unreal graphical problems where it has this dithering thing going on. It's absolutely horrendous. And that yellow filter is really aggravating me. Turn off the yellow filter. It's got a yellow filter. Like, blue isn't blue. It's light blue with yellow on it. Also, the water should be a bit more Mediterranean, I think.
Alright, kids, you have money.
Let's see. Spunky Monkey donates $5 and says only red.
Don't read it loud. Don't read it loud.
Oh, okay.
I like how Kibbs couldn't actually understand what the chat was saying.
What? I'm gonna read that out loud. Actually, you know why?
There's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with it. He's absolutely right. He says he won't buy the game if they change keys to make Keys a black guy, like they did in the Halo TV show, and make Cortana flat chested. Yeah, no. Well, I mean, Cortana wasn't flat chested in the original, but she was petite. She didn't have large breasts in the original.
Right.
That's
They got bigger over time.
the only thing.
He wants the Halo 4 mommy milkers.
Mommy milkers, where she's extra thick. See, so long as she's obviously quote unquote, designed in a way that where she's literally naked, like that, and keeps to the original form, and they don't give her clothes for some reason, I'll be happy. But if they give her clothes, I'll be upset. Also, if they model her teeth like they did with Halo Infinite, I'll blow my brains out. Because, oh my god, her teeth were so teethy. They had way too many polygons. They had way too many. Her teeth had more polygons than her face did, I'm pretty sure. But either way, oh my god, they were terrible. But yeah, if they do any race swaps, I'm gonna be upset. Like, because I'm a streamer, I'm still gonna have to stream it, but I'm gonna be pissed off, and we're gonna talk about it. Because that's just fucking awful. No race swaps. Like, we don't need that. I don't want DEI crap. Like, that doesn't need to be in the game. That's just nonsensical. Okay? It's humanity versus aliens. Like,
and remember, these aliens, they don't care. If you're a human, you're evil as far as the prophets are concerned.
Gregor's gives 5 memberships. Thank you for the gift of memberships. Very generous. Lands on Tywin Lannister. Or Jerome. Tywin did nothing wrong, Alan. Raul Flores. Not Florio. He's just typing. Kaya Lesser. Precious Oluwimbodulia Dunson. And Paul Devlin. Thank you for the gift of memberships. That's for Metal Gear and Fit.
He wants Metal Gear.
Then Paulie donates $10, says, hey, Kibbs, have you and the bunch considered Arma 3, possibly with mods, on top for a community day with a large operation? That requires a lot of management.
It does. And the only one that we would be interested in is the Hatak Stargate mod. You gotta go blow up the fucking ship.
Yeah,
or the other one I would be interested in would basically be a Star Wars overhaul.
The Halo one's also cool.
I'm just now noticing he's putting money towards Anonymous Agony. That's not a game we will be streaming. It's a game
Holy shit.
we're recording.
I'd like to give some membership. Cisco
of
Star
membership.
gives 10 memberships. Thank you for the generous gifting memberships. Come on, chat. Let's make the weekly goal today. Like, no, we'll be milked. Yep, milk.
We are been made to milk.
And they're just
I can't
dead.
wait for the next stream where you're gonna get fucking Dono Award again.
Just gets Dono gupped on. It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Gib never played the simpler Arma 3 mods. I'm gonna destroy you, Blake. Music, thanks, Gib. Appreciate it. And thank you for the generous gifting and memberships. I don't think anybody's landed on the bounty yet, but thank you very much. Very, very generous. I only saw a kid play Arma 3 once, and he couldn't understand the drag inventory or that right-click lull. Listen, that's because when I played Arma 3, I had played Arma Combat Operations. Like, because my computer at the time, I couldn't play Arma 2 or anything that came out after Combat Ops. So Combat Ops is the only Arma I ever played. And so I was like, I don't understand how this game works, because it's been like a whole game in between.
Basically, he's saying he had preconceived notions of how it worked, and those were wrong.
Yeah, the old school version of Combat Operations. So Arma Combat Operations is the only Arma I've actually truly played. Alright, moving back on to... Okay, he's got his rocket launcher, he's gonna save for later. They're not gonna do the whole mission, are they? I kinda hope they do. They might do it. He's gonna, like, basically push to it. So the rocket launcher's taking about 2 shots, but he also threw a grenade at that. I don't remember how many shots it took. The rocket launcher should be lethal to them, so that feels about right. They didn't add the thing where the hunters get overcharged because of the lore thing they added. I don't know how people feel about that. I don't know how I feel about
The
that.
overcharge thing.
Where the other one gets enraged when the other one
where they
dies.
get enraged because their bond mate died. Yeah.
Bro.
This is the thing where he kicks the thing off the ledge. Kick. Or wasn't there a thing to kick?
There was. He kicked a rock over the side.
Where's the kick? Oh, yeah, you guys gonna kick that. No?
Do it.
There we go.
There you go.
Yay!
Your tisms.
It was kind of important because it kind of had this eeriness about it. Damn it, they didn't do the whole level. I'm a bit annoyed about that.
Oh yeah. You saw it was a
They
13
just want to
minute
get you
demo.
excited. They want to get you hype trained, kids.
So
They
the
wanna
big
get
thing,
you
the big thing,
repurchasing it now.
them calling it Campaign Evolved is really agitating. So I've got a couple of theories about that right away. So my first theory is that they're going to make the multiplayer thing a separate free-to-play component and then do that microtransaction thing, which I
Well, most
I
definitely.
also
hate.
think the reason they're doing this is they want to see how people react to the campaign before they do anything with multiplayer.
Well, I think the multiplayer launcher is going to be separate. That's my theory.
Well,
They did say there was several Halo projects under development. It is probable that the multiplayer is a separate project.
That's my thought. I don't think you should separate them. So what I think they should do is they should do what the MCC did, right? Where you can launch the game, and then you can go into your DLC thing and then uninstall the multiplayer component, or
Yeah,
install
that
it.
was nice.
That's nice. And the other thing I haven't seen, and I don't know if this is... can you check the Steam store page? Does it say anything about Steam Workshop support? That's a big deal. Because Cursed Halo, Rubies, literally SP3V, and all those other really cool campaign overhaul mods literally add so much content to the game. It's not even funny. Not to mention the custom maps, custom mods, custom campaigns.
Not saying anything on Workshop or modding.
Yeah, so Steam Workshop is a must. It's not up for debate. Moddability must be a core fundament of this game. Blood Gulch with sprinting, ew. Yeah, the sprinting's got to go. The sprinting has got to go. Also, Chacho gets a membership. Thank you for the gift of membership. Very generous. Very generous. But yeah. Oh, and Cisco Star donates $5. Say, I'm just splurging some of my recent raise. Nice. Well, thank you for your generosity in giving it to Kib to keep me fed. He says, Reguline, hashtag for 11 memberships. And this goes to Myth. If funded, Kibbs can have the $5 bill. Chad, I've always put my donations to hashtags for Chatfish. That's because I'm a kid player. You know what I mean?
So the 11 memberships are my choice, or do they go to Myth?
He says, I think you're saying Reguline pick hashtags for 11 memberships, and this goes to Myth too if funded.
So, okay.
Oh, like the bonus choice. I get what he's saying. I think.
I don't get it at all.
Go ahead and clarify. Go ahead and
Let's go start. Are the 11 memberships my choice totally, or are they going to, or are they all going to Myth too?
They should just make more games where your ODSTs are Marines. I love playing regular guys. What they should do, and hear me out, chat. What they should do is they should add they should make a game mode for Halo Combat Evolved where you play as, so in the story for Halo Combat Evolved, there is the Marines and under Captain Keyes are going around doing missions and operations, basically fighting a guerrilla war. What they should do is they should make an 8-player cooperative missions, sort of like Helldiver mission set where you go and do missions to fight the Covenant and fight the Flood and stuff while on the Halo. And what they should do is make it 8 players and you play as Marines when you do it. And you have no overshields and you just have health bars. That would be so much fun. Even if they just did 4 players, that'd still be fun. Where you're just Marines. This is what I mean when they should be adding stuff outside the box. Because there is so much to explore here. Okay, they're going to do some prequel missions with Chief. That's cool. But what about doing some prequels, or not prequel stuff, but some stuff that happens on the ring? Give us the perspective of some of the Marines under Sergeant Johnson or the other sergeant, or perhaps
Who never gets a name.
Yeah, he never gets a name. I don't remember. Maybe he does. I can't remember the book. It's been a while. Ages.
People only liked his voice, which is why he became a character. That's why.
Yep. For Halo 2. Sam Jackson says make a game that's new. Yeah. Well, the big thing is I'm not opposed to them remaking Halo 1. Because Halo 1 does have things that could be improved. It wasn't perfect, but the big thing is with it is that, okay, if you're going to do it to earn back faith and trust, okay, that's a reasonable thing. Let's earn back faith and trust and adhere to the community and give the community what they actually want and actually expand it. Make it, if it's going to be a proper, true remake, bring it in line with the other Halos, like Halo 2 and 3. The whole plasma, pistol stunning vehicles, the literally the mechanics of human vehicles being destructible, the methane tanks exploding,
locking on to aircraft.
Rocket launchers having a lock-on function to begin with. Literally the best thing about Halo 2 that was removed for no reason as far as
brokenness.
It's amazing.
Because if you hand it to Marines, they do the exact same thing. They lock on to enemies.
Oh my god, that's beautiful. And you know it. Why wouldn't it? It's the future. They're not going to make fucking dummy fire rockets. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Oh my god, they're trying to say cash on assets in the end. Well, not necessarily. Here they have to remake everything anyways. So there's no real. I don't think they're trying to save cash on assets is the issue here. I think that they fundamentally lack vision. I don't think that they're not willing to invest money here, or maybe they are. Who knows? Maybe the multiplayer. Because my theory is that they're gonna launch a multiplayer component. They haven't announced a multiplayer component. It'd be absolutely stupid not to. But the fact that they're sprinting is bad. In the multiplayer shouldn't have sprinting either, because it fundamentally changes Halo. What made Halo good? Halo was an arena shooter. Arena shooters are dead. They're deader than a doornail right now. And why is that? It's not because they're bad. It's because everybody went trend chasing. What happened with Halo? It went trend chasing with fucking Call of Duty. And look at how that turned out. That's been nothing but an unmitigated disaster. Unmitigated disaster. Literally, just make it what we want it to be. An arena shooter style game with campaign, co-op stuff, everything. Wait, do you want to say Chatfish want me to check Streamlabs? What? I don't see anything there. Unless it broke again. I hate these.
Constantly breaks.
How do they? No, there's nothing there. I'm just splurging. We're recent raise. Yeah, we read that. Yeah, read that. We're caught up. Oh, no, check in 5 minutes. Okay. I mean, I'll forget in 5 minutes because I've got the attention span of a
Chet,
potato.
he has ADD.
Man,
ADD? Oh my god, it just kills him. They try. All right, where we go?
ADHD more like.
Yeah, I see that, Blake. I see that now. But yeah, so back to video game.
But what I was going to point out before we continue, they have tried making new games. They sucked at it.
They did. But that's, I mean, chat's not wrong. Just because they suck at it, that's still not an excuse. They need to make a good game. Like there's no and ifs or buts about that. Like you have to make a good game. It's your job. You're a multi-million-dollar company. You don't get an excuse. Sorry. I don't feel particularly sympathy for you. Not to mention, this is from the same company that during Halo 5 literally basically lambasted the community for, you're an idiot if you criticize we have microtransactions in our game. It's like, what? Excuse me? Like, you're what?
Full in-game, just
mocking the players.
okay.
Mocking the fact that, like, God forbid you don't want to spend like $1 bajillion on like
pay to
win mechanics. Yeah, pretty much.
And they will always say, "Shut up, private. Grown-ups are talking."
Yeah, that's not okay.
And one thing I look at the Steam page that's triggering me, they're advertising, "Hey, you can actually hijack enemy vehicles and drive a Wraith." Yeah, that's totally gonna make me want to fork over $70-$80 or whatever I'm gonna pay for this. Yeah,
see, $70-$80 is
MCC.
$70-$80. No, they don't need to add it in MCC because MCC is just it's meant to be the original, right? So again, that is a good change in my eyes. Hijacking, like I said, bring it in line with the other Halos. But there are certain things that are not, like sprinting, right? Not everything is bad. But there is things that are, like the color filter. Like, why are you hiding the game's art? Like, I can already see that this is trying to be vibrant and colorful. Like, it's supposed to have greens and shit, but it's all fucking yellow. So, like, ditch the friggin' color filter. Ditch the film grain. Okay? Like, that fucking crap. Or the depth of field shit. Like, that doesn't make the game look good. These post-effects crap, like, that shit is ass. Nobody wants that in their game. Nobody wants depth of field. Nobody wants, what's the word? Not bloom necessarily. Bloom's not necessarily bad. It's just, can be. But nobody wants friggin' film grain or depth of field or. God,
yeah, you can see
blur.
You can see it as the particle, like the plasma blast fly past.
All the sprinkles everywhere.
Yeah,
it's just too much visual vomit. There's too much noise. Part of what made plasma work in the original Halos
did they
is
simulate
that it's like
bugs?
a ball.
Is that what we're seeing? Like the things that, like the particles that come by is imitating bugs?
On the bottom of the screen, yes, there's supposed to be like little flies buzzing around. They had bugs on the original Halo. There was even butterflies.
Yeah, but they didn't also have particle affecting on the goddamn original game.
Oh, where they have like this little trail. That's a Unreal bug, where they leave like little snail trails when they move across your screen. It's quite truly terrible. It's honestly why I hate Unreal. It's the snail trail problem, where it just leaves this trail of sadness behind it, and you're just like, God dang, get out of here. Get out of here. I also think they need to green this island up a bit more. Because what made it so colorful, it wasn't that it was all yellow. Maybe it's because of the yellow filter. The yellow filter could be just blinding me because of how much yellowness there is. Like, everything's yellow and it's just yellow. Look at how yellow it is. Genuinely. It's genuinely upsetting.
That is one of the...
And it's
when you see, I think they did in Battlefield 3, where they
have a filter in Battlefield 6 as well, yeah.
Yeah. When they look before and after, it always looks better without the filter. Yeah, and yet developers just never listen.
The filters are terrible. Quit putting filters on games.
The issue is they want to have a certain look, and for whatever forsaken reason, they think the filter and the film grain like add to the look because they want to try to be cinematic or something.
It's honestly a level of disconnect, and I don't know why it keeps happening. Part of it could be corporate, but honestly,
I don't think I don't think that's corporate. I honestly think
I was about to get to that. I think it's just the developers and the art team just
it's
having a level of disconnect.
It's an easy fix. Like, that's an easy fix. Like I said, a lot of the problems I'm seeing in this are things that they can fix with no problem. Like the too many particle effects being visual vomit, the hit markers. Literally, the hit marker we can compromise, make it a toggle. fixed. The sprinting, that fundamentally just needs to be gutted. That's not something that should be like a player choice thing. That should just be removed because sprinting fundamentally changes the game. Especially if you're gonna add like co-op and stuff or multiplayer. Like then if one person sprints, well now you're at a disadvantage if you don't. So in terms of traversal and map coverage, you force people with that. But the hit markers are completely optional. Like make that a toggle, easy compromise solution there. Like dirty up the map a bit. Like it's some of the Forerunner objects look like they're a little too clean, if that makes sense, when they really shouldn't be as clean as they are. And yes, the Forerunner stuff interiors look clean because nothing's getting in the interior, but the exteriors
Also,
are
I
like
think I
grimy look.
realized why the Warthog look bothers me. They added some like random paneling crap on the sides, which is messing up the silhouette for
It's
it.
also kind of it's got a wide, chubby nose, and it's not as narrow. Because the original Warthog had a much narrower look to it.
Because I was looking at images of the original Warthog. It's not as tall as I thought it, or as I remembered it being.
Yeah, because the thing is, okay, I'm open to the idea of them remaking the original trilogy and adding levels, because Halo 2 has this problem as well, by the way. Halo 2 has the issue where a lot of the Scarab boss fight was cut. There's so many levels cut from New Mombasa, and like it just was the game falls off. The brutes weren't well designed. They were bad. And then Halo 3 has the problem of it was at that point in which the campaign got like super duper sliced down in size. Like the amount of time you spend on Earth is very little in Halo 3, and then the amount of time you spend on the Ark is even shorter. And the campaign for Halo 3's runtime on average for me is like 4 to 5 hours, which is horrible. Like Halo 3 needed a bit more longevity to itself. It felt painfully short, despite the fact that it had a lot of things right with like the Scarabs actually being boss fights and stuff like that, and like there was improvements in that regard, right? Or like for example, Halo 2, the friggin' brute where you fight them and it's just the worst thing ever. Like it's just not fun. It's not.
To fight Tartarus again.
And I'm not saying try to do what you did in Halo Infinite, because all you did was make sponges where I shoot somebody in the head 30 times.
Yep.
And they
only made arguably one good boss.
Yes.
It's the first one you fight.
It's the first one because he's not a health sponge.
Yeah, after all these suggestions, assuming they implement all of them, a lot of that won't matter that much if they charge too much for this.
Yep. Because if everything is with everything getting as expensive as it is, at a certain point it's like $70-$80. It's like, dude,
it should be 40.
I don't got spare money for that.
It should not be 60. It should be 40. Like it shouldn't be the old school. Games should be $40, and they've no excuse to do that. When companies say that, like, oh, but the profit,
it's like because they have other bloated areas of their fucking company that eat up those.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, you have anybody that works in DEI? Fire them. There you go. I freed up some money. I saved your company some headache. And a lot of your problems that you were suffering from are now gone. Yeah, the needler is like the one thing I must say that actually looks improved, though.
Thank God they have the ammo counter. I wouldn't be able to tell how many fucking spikes I have sticking out of the gun.
The thing is, you tell because the spikes disappear when you shoot it. That's already a visual thing. You don't need another counter. Like, there's some things where it's like they take a step forward in the right direction.
Actually,
and then
something
take a
else I
step
just
back.
realized about this little area? This is just a map design thing. I think they took away a couple of the, I don't remember if they were shields or overshields or cloak.
Are you talking about shields on the ground?
Yeah, no, outside of this room.
Oh, for the player pick power-ups.
Yes. I don't remember.
They haven't shown us any of the power-ups, like you pick up the invisibility
because those were also in
the
OG Halo, so I would expect to see those as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't.
They'll make them armor abilities.
You joke. Unironically, that might be true.
To a point Kibbs made much earlier in the podcast, I'm on the fence of that. There is a probability that they'll get away with this, as if you look online, there's both toxic positivity and toxic negativity, which even that divide alone would give Microsoft and Halo Studios ammo to push for the higher price.
No, unironically, that's why I said earlier, like the issue is a lot of these problems casual players won't care about.
And there's a lot of Halo players that just keep giving leeway to Halo Studios and not put their foot down enough with them. And Microsoft.
Halo
Honestly,
Studios, you mean 343?
Yeah,
'Cause that's what they
both
are.
343, both 343 and Microsoft. And here we are again. I'm seeing the same old trend. And I think to take a point from my father and kind of steer it a little bit, the community gets what they pay for and gets what they support. If they keep
Okay, here's
supporting
something.
these,
Here's something I want to know. By the way, they haven't added dual wielding to Halo 1 yet.
Yeah,
No.
Halo 2 and 3 had it. Like,
But you were saying earlier, it's like there are certain things where it's like, okay, sure, bring it in line with the later Halos. Like if they're using
but
like the newer engines, why wouldn't you be able to dual wield?
dual
why
wielding
wouldn't you-
did
why wouldn't you bring
fundamentally.
dual wielding.
Dual wielding, I can see being one of those things that might fundamentally change the feel of the game a bit too much. But it, like, canonically speaking, it would make sense because he's literally in Mjolnir armor. The reason why humans can't do it, like regular soldiers, is because the guns are friggin' heavy. They're
Well, not only
wearing power
that,
armor.
but if he's not dual wielding, there should be almost no recoil.
Yes, the recoil should be reduced. That's why the AR's bloom getting as horrific as it was in the OG was just stupid.
Yeah. It's like that could be like what would be the trade-off. Like if you wanted to dual wield, it's like okay, you have one weapon that's sure your DPS isn't as high, but you're fairly accurate. But if you want DPS, like sure you have now two guns, but you can't handle the recoil as much or
I
something.
feel like they didn't. They're using the same armor from fucking Infinite.
They
Even
probably
though
are. Honestly,
it's a replica of the original Combat Evolved armor. Like, I think they didn't really change a whole lot back the other direction.
I
for
think
this.
unironically they want to try to use as much of the newer assets as they can.
Well, they made those assets and now they're going to waste. So
Well, I don't think this is using this isn't using Halo 5 assets or Infinite. I mean,
I don't think it's using any of Halo Infinite's actual access.
yeah, I think these are all
I think
remade.
It's UE5 assets.
Yep.
Wasn't Infinite in UE5?
No,
I don't think so.
Engine.
Infinite was the
Was it
last
Slipstream?
time they were in the Slipstream
Yeah.
engine. But
Okay.
the big
Still
problem
ran
with
like
it,
shit, though.
yes, the big problem is that because they kept firing everybody after a year and like turnover was so high, there was no institutional knowledge whatsoever.
Yeah, I think Rapier posted in the comment section. Yeah, they couldn't really teach people how to use the engine, and on top of that, they couldn't keep retaining people to even develop the engine properly.
So everyone that would join would try to figure out the engine, start developing on it and iterating on somebody else's work, then leave because they didn't want to pay them
And then
more.
when they start gaining the knowledge, you were let go.
Yep, and then the next person comes on, has to learn it, and so what you had was basically this horrific, what's that, like Jenga tower, or whatever it's called, where it's like the little sticks are taken out of it, and like it's just all it's like barely held together. Jenga, right? Yeah, that's what it's called.
Django Tower.
The custom mode, yes, the wobbly, just
Yeah, it's just
tower stuff.
patchwork because you have Jeff who did that, and you have Frank did this, and then you had Bob who went back and fixed what Jeff did so it worked with what Frank did. Then you had, Jill who doesn't even know how to code.
But
And now
it's
you
gonna tell
now
how
you
to
have
code
spaghetti
anyway.
code. Now spaghetti code that will take a lot more time to fix and optimize.
Yes, that was not good. The other thing I want to talk about briefly, real quickly, is campaign balance, right? So in the original game, this is also important because we have to talk about it because it's actually huge. In the original game, when you played on easy, it really didn't easy, normal, or hard, or legendary, or heroic, or whatever. Like it didn't really. All it really did was increase health and sponginess of enemies. That was not good in the originals. That's bad. But how a lot of modders fix this is that the higher the difficulty, the more chaotic things were. The Marines had more health too when you turned up the difficulty, but enemies were more numerous and the combat encounters were larger. And so all it really did is it increased the combat encounter sizes and scales and the intensity of which combat occurred and how many enemies there were.
Become a fucking mini boss.
Yes, because it just
Yeah.
doesn't feel good. So how difficulty should be handled in this, especially considering that it has 4-player co-op adverse to 2, that means that the game should scale according to players, not based on if there's 4 people, the grunt now has 4 times the health. No, there is 4
there's just
times
4 grunts.
the enemies. Yes. Whereas an encounter would have had 2 grunts, it now has, literally 8 grunts. Because there are 4 players and they need to fight the same amount of grunts. Because that's how that works. That's how that needs to work. Because I'm all for the player count being increased to 4. I think that's actually wonderful. That's a great change. But the campaign needs to reflect this change as well.
I want 30 grunts and a horde fighting me.
There's billions
you
of
should
them.
just-
I'll take them all on.
In a
Yeah,
fight,
so-
right?
In a fight, right, Bucky?
By the end of all of it, it should be you and the
He's just
pros in a
silent.
giant mountain of grunts.
It's like Bucky said what Bucky
Yeah,
meant.
it should be like Doom, where you're just fighting a horde of monsters.
Yeah, there should be epic battles. Like, this encounter here should be like, there should be elites behind the rocks in the distance over there in the background in the trees.
I also want to see Berserker fucking jackals.
Oh, the melee ones? They got little swords?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they're going to be extending this, right? There's so many new enemies they need to introduce. For example, the Flood didn't have infection as forms for every type of covenant. Like, there wasn't a Jackal Flood. Add Jackal Flood. There
Because
wasn't.
they just didn't have time to make the
Yep,
assets.
there wasn't Hunter Flood. Add Hunter Flood. Now you have
God,
the
that
ability
would
to do
be-
it all.
Oh god, I'm just imagining that. That would be so ass to fight.
So the other thing is that, the engineers
what
were in
do
the
you-
original cut of the game. Add the engineers, because there should be engineers in this level, by the way. In the original files of the source files for Silent Cartographer,
They had engineers.
they're engineers. And they added mechanics for them in Reach that they basically had, like, overshield and stuff. So, okay, now you can add in all the Covenant's full army roster. Things that were cut that they couldn't afford last time, as well as the animals and monsters that like roamed that were also hazards, because there's a large like dinosaur creature that like could attack you, and there's also like these little tiny like, honestly they're like graboids, like the ones that walk, the chicken ones. They had those in the base files.
Oh, the ass blasters.
Not the ass blasters, the other ones, the ones that are chickens that walk around.
Oh, the ones before them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crawlers.
I don't remember what they're called,
But
but
I only remember the graboids and the ass blasters.
they're in
I
the,
know- I
they're
know-
in the second
oh.
movie, and they have
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
and they have them in the files for this one, and a lot of the modders resurrect them, and it's really cool to see them and fight them, because the thing is, those chicken ones, they like swarm over the hills in like droves if you agitate them, and they'll like swarm over the Covenant, which you can get multi-faction fighting, which is just really cool to see. So like, again, expand and extend, expand and extend. Do
yes,
things,
Shriekers. Thank you, Chet.
yeah, like do things that actually extend this. Because, okay, like you want to make a remake and make it what the original developers wanted to do but couldn't do because of budget and time and technological constraints, right? Not because they cut it because it was bad. Because that's what Star Wars has been doing lately. They're like, oh, let's use this thing. But that was cut because it was bad. Yeah, but we're going to use it. It's like, okay, well, they cut that for a reason, They cut that for, there's a reason why they did that. It's because it was actually bad. Like, don't like restore content for things that were cut for good reason. If it was cut because they simply didn't have the time and the constraints to do it, or it was iterative improvements as the series went on, like, for example, the methane tanks exploding on grunts, or, different little decals like that. That's good. Keep that. Or adding in more Covenant units for the Covenant roster, like the little bugs that fly around, or the engineers, or even the brutes, for instance, should be seen in this as well. Because that way you actually are making use of the full roster of the Covenant arsenal, and the remake is actually doing something with it. This is something that the Dead Space remake did. This is also something that the RE4 remake did. Now, it's bigger for the Dead Space remake because they took in 2 and 3, and they took into effect that they actually added, like, mechanics, like zero-G environment movement, which basically improved, like, the zero-G sections because they were kind of clunky in the original. And so the remake stood shoulder to shoulder with the OG, and it didn't try to replace it, but it also added its own take as well as advanced mechanics. So both versions are valid to experience, but they're also trying to respect the same source material as best they can. That's what they need to do here. Make it respect the source material while also basically bring it in line with the good Halos that basically added fun things. Yeah, that hijacking elite just sort of like slides off. That is kind of weird. That's kind of weird.
I'm sorry, that's an eyesore I can't help but notice.
And the biggest eyesore here is that it's yellow. Like, oh god.
Why are you reminding us again?
Like it makes me nauseous. Like I feel nauseous looking at it. Just get rid of that yellow filter. Let the game have visuals. No motion blur either. No motion blur, because I think I see motion blur as well. The more I look at this, I think I see depth of field active, which is bad. Like, ugh. Film grain, terrible. Terrible. These are all easy fixes, by the way. The only thing that isn't an easy fix is the Unreal Engine. That is just something, that's the bed they made, and they're going to get fucked in it. So they're going to have to deal with the Unreal Engine's horrific problems. It's a shitty engine. Unreal hasn't been good in many years. It used to be cool, and now it's just this crappy thing.
It's the annoying thing of, because all these engines are trying to chase high fidelity, it means no one wants to make a new engine because everyone's trying to chase the high fidelity, and it's like, welp, we're all stuck in this unoptimized ass.
Mamu points out that a lot of materials look like they have a lot of they're very flat and matte. Yes, there's some things that shouldn't be glossy, and there's other things that should be and that aren't. Like the Warthog should have a little bit of a sheen to it because it kind of did in the OG, but the Forerunners have too much sheen, and it's like, oh, it's like a little bit of a counterbalance.
It's like someone took that polisher tool and just kept going over it again and again and again and again.
These
It's like,
ancient structures.
I want
they
to
should
see
be
my
bright
reflection.
and shiny.
Well, they sort of were in the OGs, especially like the interiors.
They were very clean. But
Yes.
They weren't, shiny. You couldn't see reflection.
As the series went on, they became more sterile. In fact, the one big criticism for 3, I would say, is that the Forerunner architecture went a little too much on the sterile side and started to drift a little too hard there. Versus, I think 2 and 1 had a better look to it. It looked a little bit more rustic. Then again, Halo 2 took advantage of the fact that their ring had a civilization on it, and so they had built like a little kingdom, and there was like little ruins and little castles. So it added a little bit more depth to it, I suppose you could say. But yes, that is pretty much, I think that's almost everything. The only other real thing to mention with this whole Halo stuff is that there is a lot, and I mean a lot of people that it's very divisive.
As I said before, toxic positivity and toxic negativity, and you can find people that are actually trying to make reasonable arguments.
Yes, the biggest thing is that the rage bait is real. The schism is there. I think the only ones to blame here for the reason why there's this rage baiting thing going on from the people who are overly zealously hating on every aspect of it. I don't particularly blame them because they were kind of 343 and Microsoft pushed them to that level, right? And then at the same time, on the other side, you have people who are toxically positive, where they're Halo fans don't deserve a good game. They don't deserve nothing. It's like, okay, well now we've had the adverse effect of that. So we have two sides of the pendulum, and both are terrible. And so we need a middle ground here where we can actually have some sort of actual discourse. What's up? What are you giggling about?
Fucking, this game's gonna be shit. They don't deserve a good game. Make it shit.
well, no, when I hear toxic positivity, what I hear is just no, this is actually better than the original. And then they'll do all this stuff to defend it, but from the perspective of it's a good game without even having played it.
No.
That's what I think of when I think of
the idea of saying that the players don't deserve a good game is just it's like what do you want them to do? Make it bad now?
Yes, because people just taking your argument, it's like those types of people are coming from a place of spite, so they don't actually care about the quality of the game. They just don't like the people complaining, so they want them to have a bad time.
The new war bond for Helldivers 2 just got leaked. Huh. Well, hopefully it's hopefully it's like a stealth themed one, because I think they've needed a covert ops one for a while. I think it is.
I just did a quick search and I think it's stealth themed, but that's venturing too off topic.
But yes, back to Halo Uwu edition.
They have to start getting overworked soon also, so but
why is,
which actually goes to a good topic, why is, or not really good, why is Microsoft doing all of this? Well, they're pushing something really stupid, which explains a lot, at least partially, a lot of their stupid decision making. The Ground News article.
Hey, which one?
The 30%.
Ground News.
Yeah, that one.
That one right there, 30% margins.
My
oh my god.
See,
well.
Look at that.
Well, at the top, proceed to your story, but is that actually a trustable link?
No, here's the right one.
Fuzzy, I'm gonna kill you. And after I'm done killing you, I'm gonna kill you again. He's like, don't kill me. I'm gonna do it.
Kill him a third time.
And then we destroy Fuzzy, turn him to
Revive him. So
Why am I reading about contraceptives here? Fuzzy!
Fuzzy, I think you sent me the wrong article. Wait, no, wrong one.
Fuzzy, this is your fetish list, Fuzzy!
Fuzzy, those numbers don't say 30. That says 13 and 50%. What are
Oh
you
no,
doing?
Fuzzy! Cancel. Microsoft wants Xbox to hit 30% margins, explaining price hikes and layoffs. Game industry average is between 17% and 22%.
Yeah, for some reason, Microsoft is trying to push profit margins to well into outlier territory of
Yep.
what most AAA companies usually make for their margins, and it's leading to them pushing a lot of aggressively lawsuit petitions that would lead to the opposite effect, most probably.
Who would have thought buying ZeniMax and then Activision Blizzard would cost so much money that they need to make the margins back?
Who could have foreseen
76 billion and spending billions more on all these failed projects. Gee.
He's gonna eventually catch up to them, and it's starting to hit.
Yeah,
Like,
because
we've acquired Bethesda long after they made anything anyone ever cared about. And now we've acquired Blizzard long after they created anything anyone cared about.
yeah, it's like the Game Pass, the raising, they tried to push prices to $80, which they could still pull with a Halo game. I will always reiterate that. The mass layoffs, the pushing for AI for replacement, not assistant, a lot of replacement. It's all because of this corporate demand of 30% margins for their entire business. And the fact is, if you look at across mid, high tier, and indie games, hitting those kind of margins is ludicrously hard, and the average is 17 to 22%. As
That is what the article
Bloomberg
said.
reported. Yeah, as Bloomberg reported. That's when you look at all the financial data for these companies, especially the big ones, which Microsoft said. Yeah, you're not reaching that without some kind of several
only
big
way
hitters.
You get that type of margin is if you just make a lightning and like congratulations, they managed to make like the next Halo in terms of like
Yes.
cultural like zeitgeist. That is what they would basically need to do, and
Yeah,
I
many of
don't
these.
foresee them doing that.
Yeah, most companies are not going to get anywhere close. I mean, just if you understand money, even hitting 12 to 17% is fantastic because that's well above inflation and you're still making a decent profit. But because of we've had so many lightnings in the bottle, well, over time, a good amount of lightnings in the bottle where you say have your League of Legends where you just start printing money, a lot of these companies, including Microsoft executives, are getting their eyes open and they think, oh, we can all get that huge slice of the pie.
Yep.
No, it doesn't work like that.
That's exactly. I mean, that happens to a lot of games where they're like, "Why isn't this game printing?" Great case in point that we've talked about before, Dead Space. They're like, "It's a
Why
game."
isn't this making Resident Evil numbers?
It's like it's not Resident Evil. That's why it's not making
Yeah.
Resident Evil numbers.
It's like, hey, the pie is only so large. It's like it can't just grow to infinite sizes. Gee, I would have never guessed.
It's like it's the same when Call of Duty makes a game, right? Or Fortnite exists. Like, oh, well, their profits are that, so therefore, if we do it, our profits will be that too.
Yeah, it's like the issue is that thing already exists, and unless that thing messes up bad, like they're still going to be on top.
What made things unique, or what made Halo exist in a market that it did, or even Call of Duty for that matter, is that it came out and it didn't just be that. In fact, the creative people behind it, even like especially with Call of Duty, when they left Medal of Honor, if I remember right, is explicitly left to make their vision, and they had a vision, and so that's what made it big. And but was the death of Medal of Honor is when it lost its vision and began to try to copy Call of Duty, and then it was over. Poof, gone.
Yeah. And what's even more just more eye rolling with this whole Microsoft story, they're pushing Game Pass so hard. Game Pass, even before they raise their price increases, a lot of financial analysts are coming. This actually costs you hundreds of millions of dollars in sales. You just lower.
Because people aren't buying games. They're the issue is even with like Steam, right? Technically speaking, you're renting them, but
and on top of this,
Game Pass, you actually are just renting them. Even digitally speaking, you're renting them,
and often for a much lower price. It's like you're forking over what used to be $15. You rent a game, you play a few hours of it, and then you uninstall. you're instead of paying $60, you're paying $15, and
Yeah, exactly. Like
yeah,
it's
the
one of those
cost is
things. Like it makes the service that's hosting it money, but it doesn't make the developers making those games. Like they get paid like a lump sum, and if
the
they're smart,
Microsoft ecosystem is pulling in a lot less money, and that's by nature what these subscriptions are for. It's like they're supposed to be cheaper. A lot of them are intended to be cheaper options. And on top of all this, Microsoft has announced they plan to invest around 80 billion in these AR infrastructure that, as of right now, has not even brought returns yet. And well, as we saw with all these layoffs and everything, Microsoft is starting to feel the pressure as their gaming business looks like it's just in, as of right now, you can argue it's in complete free fall. And this Halo remake is honestly I wouldn't say desperate, but they need something to actually make money and start getting all that money back. Because if I recall correctly, part of the Activision acquisition was also funded by debt, and Microsoft does have debt, believe it or not, and you gotta pay off those loans somehow. You can't just keep spending tens to even hundreds of $billions on stuff like this and not make money off it.
Yep. I mean, the big thing is that when it comes to Microsoft, I think we all can see the bubble collapsing. And as it does, like, they're gonna shutter more studios, and they're gonna, try to push these things. Like, they're already doing it by trying to increase the price of the Game Pass. They're already doing it to increase the price of the consoles and the games, and all that's going to do is effectively kill what things they did have going for them.
Yeah, a lot of talent, and it's starting to
Not talent, finances. That's going to kill their finances.
Yeah, it's going to kill their finances. A lot of studios are going to get hurt, have already been hurt, as you're starting to get a bit of an EA effect where a lot of these studios that they acquired and funded, well, their projects got canceled and they're getting shuttered. And we're seeing something similar to Embracer Group where they're just flushing so much money down the toilet in this gaming sector that the other business sectors can't always support the failing gaming sector. Even though on paper they're saying, "Oh, look at all this money we're bringing in." Yeah, if you dig under into the numbers, it's actually a lot worse.
Yep, they're not actually doing that well, and that's why to tie it back to like Halo and stuff. The big thing here is that this is why they're trying to push it, because again, these IPs like Halo has basically dragged its heels for how many games now? Halo 4 was not well received. Halo 5 was a disaster. Halo Infinite was even worse somehow. And then now they're like, okay, that's three strikes, you're out basically. And now they're trying a fourth one with like, this remake. Like thing.
That's coming on PlayStation, I have to add. I don't know if we mentioned that yet. It's coming to PlayStation.
Yep, to try to tap into another market that's never experienced it. Just like they did with the Gears, by the way. Because Gears Reloaded was also released there. That's also why Microsoft has relinquished the console wars for the most part. That and the fact that I think Microsoft sees that the one right decision they are making is that they can expand their market for the games they make by just not having restrictions, putting it on PC, putting it on console, stuff like that. Even supporting PC games. Like, for example, Age of Empires is doing remarkably well. It's one of the few things that's doing actually well.
Still gets updates.
Still gets updates, still sells content, still sells. Today.
And ironically, I heard in Age of Empires 2, like, they recently did like a patch regarding like naval warfare and stuff like that. To this day, it is still getting supported.
Yep, and they continue to support it, and it's continued to prosper. Now, there has been ups and downs on that road, but the big thing is that Microsoft isn't losing everything, but they are losing things. For example, their full embracement of DEI has been an unmitigated disaster. It's basically State of Decay 3 is heavily affected by it. I'm just calling it on that because, like, all you have to do is look at the pictures, man. Like, you see the symbols.
Don't want to work in these environments.
Well, it's not that they don't work; it's that they don't get hired.
Yeah,
they don't. It's not even that they don't want to work; they want to work. They literally can't because they refuse to hire them. Not only do they refuse to hire them, they also just fire them after a little bit. There's no longevity in this. Just like we learned with Halo, like they just fire people, and so it's a revolving door problem of somebody comes in, does something, then leaves. Because they get rid of them. They have no interest in building long-term like relationships with their staff and their employees. They're about just like, okay, we got to fire them before it's possible for them to ask for a raise. They might cost us more than, you know, Abdul from India. And so they're
Yeah,
outsourcing and doing all this other
yeah,
crap too.
they have this delusional understanding of what brings results, and it's a lot of the time they're either fumbling to results or not even, or more often not even bringing results.
Yep, and it's
And what's
just
also
tanking
affecting
things.
gaming more and more is the AI push is also getting more and more fierce for a lot of these companies.
Yes, the AI push exists as a desperate bid to try to cut production costs and use it as a crutch, to basically offset even their staffing more. So instead of fixing the staff problem like we see already, they're basically doubling down on the AI stuff, which is only going to exacerbate the already existing issue where you can't keep people. You can't like EA has a problem where they're losing personnel that even know how to work on the Frostbite engine. So that's a big problem. So instead of fixing that issue, they've been focusing more again on AI, and it's like that's not going to fix anything. All that's going to do is add additional problems, and now you're going to push your already overworked and small like veteran crew further away from you. Like the big thing is you need to actually be addressing these core issues, and the core issue is getting knowledge and getting people with senior veterancy back and sticking around and training in the next generation. You have a generational problem where you are not thinking of the future. You're only thinking of the short term and the now. And because you're doing that, you are finding yourself each quarterly further and further away from where you want to be. Like if they kept on the people that knew how to work with Frostbite would be much further. And not only that, but if they actually made use of their proprietary engines, they probably would actually get the real use they could out of them. The thing is, a lot of these corporations have been pitching the idea that a proprietary engine isn't a good thing and that you actually want to use like things like Unreal or Unity. That's not true.
Pre-made engines.
Those engines exist and can be used to effect and in great effect for small studios and small teams. But the caveat is it's always going to be better to have your own custom inbuilt engine specifically tailored for the game you're making. Look no further than the Sage engine. Look no further than the Total War mod engine, or even the slightly flawed Clausewitz engine, etc. These flawed engines do function, but they do really good with what they're made to do. And using a generalized engine, like a general workhorse engine, like Unreal, to make a strategy game does not work out pretty good. Unreal is terrible at real-time strategy. It always has been. It's got optimization issues up the ass, and it's never been good. Like, at least the newer versions, like Unreal 4 and 5, have been trash. And that's why when you look at, like, any RTSs made, look at Tempest Rising that was made using Unreal. It's a disaster. Where they were supposed to have out, like, additional content and an expansion and a whole new faction, and that's nowhere to be seen. Last I checked, it's crickets. So anything that falls to these engines is just immediately ramshackled.
Yeah, to steer back to the topic of AI in gaming. Now, what the AI is trying to do is, it doesn't look like it looks like they're trying to do AI assisted, but they're doing this as the soon to be likely owners are demanding AI, and this is part of that execution. They're thinking ahead of, they're going to demand we put AI into everything. We got to do this, as we're going to have a $20 billion loan with a very high interest rate to pay off. They need to do something to make sure they have that cash flow to not just pay off the interest rates, but also pay down the principal. As to if this will leave results, my understanding is a lot of the talent, well, first of all, is full disclaimer, Microsoft is garbage with engineering a lot of things. Their AI models are, it's a running joke in tech. Whereas, like, if you're a bad coder, they likely work at Microsoft as a running joke. Most of the talent is in these smaller startups that retrieve a lot of venture capital funding, even including funding from big companies like NVIDIA, which, funding that function like venture capital firms, that's where a lot of the talent for developing these models leading, and that's why you're seeing a lot of, we're partnering with this third-party company, or we're partnering with that third-party company, is because they're looking for specialized talent to fill these specific needs. How are they doing it in this case? Texture generating 3D models, a lot of design and artistic work. They're trying to find a way to reduce the time and time-consuming process of a lot of these game development, of which a lot of it is actually just the AAA problem of they just run in very inefficient business processes. I have doubts, to put it generously, as if they'll even use this tech properly to fix those business processes. As Kib said, a lot of it's just the fact that you can't maintain talent, and anybody that understands business, all of the more successful companies, including gaming, have very low turnover rates. So, and as we're seeing, most big companies, including Krafton, yes, that one and all that controversy, are investing a lot of money into this. Microsoft is demanding it in all of their games development, which honestly, I hope Steam really investigates the Halo remake to see if they are hiding AI into any of it. And or some full disclaimer, as that is Steam policy. EA, I mean, I don't trust that leadership. I'm just gonna. Who does? I mean, generative AI is not refined yet, as my understanding is these AI assisted models, they're still by and large unrefined tech. The results just, you still need to, a lot of it needs, these models even need retraining, as when it comes to these models, they're gonna fail and collapse eventually, and you have to do all that work from the ground up all over again. That's a lot of work and a lot of money. And unless you know how to use those effectively with a very good engineering development cycle, this will just cost more money and more time than it actually develops. And a lot of companies are seeing that right now. So,
Yep. It's just a dead end. AI generative content is a creative dead end because it's fundamentally it's corporatization to the maximum. It's the attempt to standardize and factory print things. They made memes and they made jokes about it way back as far as the dawn of time, back in like, even the early, 19 like 50s and 60s, where they talk about like, you see
Robots
jokes about
taking
like
people's jobs.
robots taking things jobs and like printing and like here's like your factory printed art piece, and it's just like got a little fucking little factory print on it, and it's not unique, it's not handcrafted, there's no vision behind it.
they're trying to do replacement. It's not assisted, it's replacement. And
Yep.
assisted is one thing, replacement is entirely another.
Yes, the only use of AI is in the form of tools in the term of like assisting. You see this with digital
And
art.
automation.
It's a certain tool when it comes to like, okay, the ability to use gradient tools or filters or layers. These are added tools to the artist's toolbar, which basically made it faster for them to produce an art piece. Whereas before, an artist would take, they'd have to mix paints and stuff like that just
I
to
hate to interrupt, but I gotta go.
Yep, take care. But they had to mix paints and all that stuff just to make a painting, and it took forever, and they had to paint over it and adjust it. A layer has the ability to just be flipped on and off. And that allows the artist to produce pieces faster and more expediently without sacrificing any actual quality. Yes, there's always a still value for the traditional stuff and still has a high value. But now the artist can now produce more works faster. Hence why we can make media like cartoons easier than we could before on paper, right? But again, a lot of these animation knowledge is being lost because, again, at every conceivable turn, companies and corporations continue to try to cut corners every time. And so anytime a piece of technology has its upside, it has its downside. 3D and CG like animations have many artistic qualities and values to add. It is an art form, but they've used it so much with like Marvel movies and the like to try to standardize things, to basically try to make it fast, that you see it again in media where yet again what was a tool is now becoming a way to shit out crappy low effort things rather than making use of it to produce high quality detailed beautiful artistic things. And we're getting crappier material out of it. This is just a problem that's continuing to compound itself as time goes on. AI is not necessarily the worst thing ever, but it is being misused because it's being used for the wrong reasons.
It's also why like single A or double A games are starting to get more and more popular.
Yep, because the handcrafted thing didn't just become like a gourmet thing, it became a staple. And so indies like things like Mega Blanc that's blowing up right now, right? Like over 1 million copies sold. Nuts. That guy's eating spaghetti with extra sauce right now. Like for maybe even
He's
some
actually
meat at this
doing
point.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what he said.
Oh my god, that's the most beautiful thing. But that guy is eating good and is going to be eating good for a very long time. Factorio is doing good. Double A's, Indies, all doing really good across the board. Because
that Toon style shooter noir game is coming out in March.
oh yeah, the Mickey Mouse one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Mickey
looks
Mouse
pretty good.
Noir.
What's it called? Do you remember the name?
Oh,
yes.
If I type in mouse. Yeah, there we go. Mouse PI for hire.
Yep.
I was seeing videos about this.
March 19th, I think.
Take a look at this chat, bros. It actually looks really cool.
Could crack a safe, could mark a date. Only one way to know. Find the numbers before they find me.
Beat it, Gumshoe. I'm out here building a future. Get rid of the screws.
Well, well.
These are just cacodemons.
That just
Those
made
are.
my day.
it's like, is it noir or is it Doom?
It's both.
The answer is yes.
I mean, the game is styled after a boomer shooter, but with a old school like Mickey Mouse style of art, while being a
It's rubber-nosed,
1920s
I
detective
will
noir
say I
backdrop.
do appreciate the aesthetic, but one thing that is kind of jarring is the like maps are like 3D, but the sprite work is very distinct.
Bit goobery.
But again, it's fine. It's just you can very obviously tell it's like sprite. I guess in a game like this, that's fine. Like you do want to make sure you understand like this is the enemy versus the background.
Yep.
Critical Nerd's asking, remind me where I should put stuff I like to show and talk. I would like showed and talked about on Bunchcast.
Bickering Bunch discussions. Squealy can take a look if Chatfish have any suggestions we can talk about before we think about it into the stream.
Oh, that's true, Frederick. Steamboat Willie, not Mickey Mouse.
Another one I want to highlight is Cultic because it's getting its expansion again. Again,
Chapter 3.
this is
Or no, was
another
it 2?
sort of like double A. This is made by a single dude, by the way, who has a publisher. Again, it's a rustic throwback shooter, but it has more charm and soul than the AI-generated bullshit does. It's handcrafted.
It's also just really well made. That's the thing.
It actually is really well made. Will kids be playing Cultic Part 2? It's on my list of if I get time to, or chat fund it, but I would like to. Cultic is pretty good. It's basically passion project by Jasaw's Games, basically made to be his own spiritual successor to Blood, which is an old school shooter. But yeah, it's actually pretty good. And so you see a lot of games like that coming out lately. And that's the big thing. Indies are prospering. Like, the golden age of the indie doesn't seem like it's ever going to end. And, God willing, it never will end.
I want to point out, right? So, boomer shooters used to be like the only kind of shooter. Then the Modern Warfare came out, like they said they wanted.
Well, no,
to do,
then it was
let's
like
do World
Medal
War
of
II,
Honor
let's-
with linear set pieces, and
let's
that
do
style.
modern day
And then it was Call of
war,
Duty. Yeah.
And then we're having a turnaround after they went sci-fi, and now we're going back to boomer shooters.
Well, it's not that necessarily that. What I think now is we're getting a mellowing period where it's not as trend chasey.
Right. It's basically people where it's like, this is what I want to make. And that's the only reason they're doing it. Which is actually better because it means they're going to put more effort and care into it. Then it's like, I'm chasing trend like 37.
Yeah, because trend chasing, there is a good thing in trend chasing because iterative design is good. Sometimes you get games that are inspired by games that come out, and then they even eclipse the game they were inspired by. Pal World
was inspired by System Shock.
Bioshock was inspired by System Shock. Pal World was inspired by Pokemon. You know, things like that. And that's not a bad thing in the slightest. That's actually a good thing because it means that we're improving design, we're improving things. Things are marching forwards. Things are getting better, not going in reverse, right? Like Minecraft came out and then it inspired spin-offs like Terraria, you know, and other creative or world crafting games were inspired because of it. It helped bring a genre that was hyper niche into popularity, which had upsides and downsides, but mostly upsides because more games came out that were like that, right? And that was a big deal. A big deal. Just a yee. There we go. Fixed it.
Very chill now. For chill gaming.
Oh no. It's an AI first
I'm
company.
not gonna lie, I thought that was a different finger, and then I saw
Whose
the
article is this one?
This was Fuzzy's. So
Yeah,
Fuzzy
the
isn't
same
here,
issue,
so
yeah.
I'll have to read it a little bit, but I already can tell it's not good. I mean, as in like the subject. So, still embroiled. Oh God, help me. Here we go, boys. Still embroiled in Subnautica 2 drama, PUBG and Hi-Fi Rush owner Krafton, which has not been doing good, by the way, announces it's an AI-first company now, as it plans to spend $70 million on the tech. Again, this AI fad thing is so bad.
Kibbs, the entirety of the stock market is being held up by Nvidia.
Yeah, this is a bubble that's going to pop.
Eventually, yeah.
A winning man is going to bet against this, and they're going to walk away or like mega rich, but they'll have destroyed the economy of the world. Oh my God. This is terrible. Saw a trailer this morning for a co-op game called RV. RV there yet? Oh, it sounds cute. Yeah, I think
I think I know the game. Some people in chat were playing it in VC last night.
Something to consider perhaps in the future, chat bitches. Like
Very possible.
Very possible. Very likely. Friend slop game. Like immediately. It is friend slop. I do get what you mean with friend slop, because friend slop games, what that means is the game can't be enjoyed single player. Which is true for friend slop games. They usually, single player wise, are terrible. Terrible. So yeah, Krafton biting the dust. The Subnautica 2 thing is not going well. The PUBG, like, Hi-Fi Rush. I didn't know they owned Hi-Fi Rush. Interesting. I guess they took over.
They might have purchased a company which owned it, or so.
I think Hi-Fi Rush was that game that was pushed out, made by
correct
Microsoft,
and they bought the ID. They bought the IP to it.
Yeah. And then the studio got shuttered despite being a success.
Yep. By Microsoft.
Yep, because instead of shuttering things that need to be shuttered, that are failing, 343, they let it get away by rebranding it into Halo Studios. And it's led by the same leadership that's been leading it down.
So nothing actually changes.
So instead of like promoting things that are successful, Hi-Fi Rush doesn't even appeal to me. I don't even like. If I had to be honest, I don't really care about Hi-Fi Rush. I like Halo a lot more, but it doesn't matter. Halo ain't selling well. Hi-Fi Rush is. That's the reality, and the reality sucks sometimes. The thing that should have been getting more money was the studio that was doing well. It should be based on merit, not on nepotism, but that's not how the world works. Fuzzy says Krafton is following Microsoft and EA pushing in EA. Yep, we were basically talking about that little fuzzlebutt. It's like fuzzle. Yeah, Dead Space 3 is friend slop. You're right, Mandio. That is one of its downsides. It's actually inferior to experience solo. Oh my God, Callisto Protocol. Oh God, so terrible. That was one of those disappointments that just never. That I kind of was glad I forgot about. I forgot that Krafton had been publishing that. Yeah, because what's his name, Skull or whatever the fuck his name is, pitched that idea and it was terrible. It was like Dead Space knockoff, but bad in every way. The enemies were bad, the lore was bad, the setting was bad, the characters were bad, the gameplay was bad. It's just bad. It's just bad. Nothing good about it. Trash. Alright, so next up we have is Let's Not Kill One of Europe. What? Is this even related? We'll see. I don't even know who's.
This also seems like a fuzzy one.
Why does Europe want to end one of its biggest tech success stories? It's definitely fuzzy. I have been watching European tech grow for 25 years, and that time our contingent has gone from being a minor player to producing global leaders. But right now, potential regulations threaten to bring that progress to an end for one of Europe's few globally competitive industries. Gaming, as I set out on this letter, EU proposals around digital coins are on track to fundamentally break how games work and ruin the player experience for the millions of people who love games across the continent. Thanks to Video Games Europe and European Game Developers Federation, the EGDF, and my fellow gaming leaders for helping raise awareness of this issue, it's really important we speak up and work constructively with decision makers to ensure new rules support our work to create a safe, fun experience for everyone. I have no idea what they're talking about when they mention game coins or whatever. But I don't like the sound
it's
of
the
it.
issue if I'm not too familiar with what the
like
EU is
this.
doing. So it's like the issue is because Fuzzy's the one who put this here. I have
He
no
is
context
typing in
for it.
chat. He is saying Europe being a dump and then going after free-to-play model. Digital Fairness Act, if I remember correctly.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
Anything?
I hate free-to-play games.
Damn.
He has to cheat harder in them.
Honestly, most free-to-play games aren't very good.
I don't cheat in games.
Actually, no, that's not entirely true. A lot of free-to-play games are actually have very good games buried under terrible fucking annoying mechanics and microtransactions and things that get in the way of the gameplay so that you don't want to play it. And they're just AS. And they have predatory business decisions. Free-to-play is just not very good. It's better to have a game that you buy, and usually it's like, okay, at least I bought it and I own it.
Yeah, it's better to basically, it's like, I bought this, and then you get, like, right of first sale and all that jazz. So it's like, it is yours. You're not paying for a fucking license.
Most free-to-play
You
games fail.
understand.
Yeah, it's true.
You will own nothing and you will like it.
Oh, they're
I want
making a
Live in the
digital
bugs
currency.
and eat the pods.
Yeah, I saw this. Was this related to Steam? Recently, Steam had cracked down on something about CSGO, and I don't really follow CSGO, but...
So what Steam did with CS:GO is that they made it so that certain skins were a lot easier to acquire, and that destroyed the.
It unironically I know
It was done
I've heard
intentionally, apparently, because Steam was being
Yes.
accused of
it
being a
crashed
bank.
billions of dollars worth of, like, speculative, like, bullshit.
So all those CS:GO knives now they're worth significantly less, like a tenth, I think, of what they were before.
Yeah, because apparently that digital currency is worth like 10,000. Honestly, that is good.
Yeah, you wish it was only worth 10,000.
Or whatever the fuck it is. Because any of these, like, in these other little markets that prop up are predatory. The whole reason why I never really liked Counter-Strike Go and I couldn't get into Counter-Strike was kind of around to the idea that it felt like it had this, like, other layer about it that felt kind of predatory. Kind of microtransaction or, like, scummy. It's like the
A lot
Steam
of
trading card
around
shit. I don't like
a
that
lot
either.
of the funny part.
Skin ecosystem, that was why.
So that's the funny part. The skins have no actual bearing on the game whatsoever. They were entirely a clout thing.
Yes.
But people like wasted thousands of dollars on fucking JPEGs.
The thing is, because it was based in clout, that is why it had value. Because it was basically how other people perceived those items.
So CSGO has a long storied tradition. People working for the company and selling off skins to make money.
Oh my
Being
god.
proud and honorable tradition.
Yeah. And then now there's been multiple upticks in CSGO millionaires looking for suicide.
Curious.
Wow.
It's so weird.
CSGO millionaires.
Don't know how it happened.
How do you become your millionaire? I played CSGO.
Scamming
yeah.
children.
Let's do a
You know the fastest
backflip
way-
off my fucking porch.
True, unironically, Frederick, it was kind of like the original NFTs, unironically.
Yeah,
You know the fastest way to be a CSGO millionaire, kids?
What?
Be a CSGO billionaire 2 days ago.
Damn. Damn.
It's
So
a poor
like,
people joke.
are they actually like rich, or do they just pretend they're rich?
So, digital assets essentially.
Yep.
Speculatively.
That's what I
value
was saying.
things.
It's basically like the speculation for like the value of those skins is worth like X amount, right?
Even though practically speaking, they're worth nothing.
Yeah,
like
but
a tech,
because
like a tech bro, like selling shitcoin or whatever.
yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, the
it's not-
digital.
it doesn't
coins
have
thingy.
any more value than people say it has value, and because of those changes,
It's a
where
fiat.
it's
yeah.
easier to get those skins, they are now no longer valued as highly as they were.
Like, hey, this skin's $600. It's just a skin. $600.
Yeah, it's like you make artificial value, right?
Right? Click save.
It's rare. You're the only one who'll have it.
So
Okay. Mods the game, gives himself the skin.
so difficult.
Yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
Yeah.
It's illegal. Don't do that. You're not allowed to do that. Stop it.
Yeah,
You
they
wouldn't
can-
download a car, would you?
You
I
wouldn't download a car.
I do all the time when I fucking download a fucking Battlefield
If
game.
he had the chance to fucking download a car, like, holy shit, man. You save so much money.
Yeah, all right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
But either way, yeah, that shit's cringe. Okay, we watched that already. After being sued by Blizzard, Turtle World of Warcraft devs, which are the private server devs, share appeal for an official private server licensing framework. By the way, I like how oh my god, so something funny happened, chat. You're gonna appreciate this. So I was actually in agreement with this. I even made like a post on Twitter about this a while ago. Like, yeah, no, like there's a compromise that can be reached here that can be fair for modders, fair for the fans, and fair to the developers, in which everybody can walk away with it. And the first comment I got, by the way, was cuck. And I sat there and I was just like, and I kind of frowned and I'm like, I hate the internet. Like, I hate the internet.
I love it, but I hate it.
I'm
But
like,
I love it.
I'm just like, okay, it's like, I thought it was funny, and so I figured I'd share it with you guys so you guys knew about it. So cheer you up. But yeah, so like either way, I still believe that, by the way. I still believe what I believe, okay? Like, that's not going to change my opinion if you call me the name.
Call cut, Gibbs. Now you gotta change your opinion.
No,
You were
he needs,
insulted by someone on the internet.
he needs to get a cuck
It was the
share.
first fucking
part.
comment, too, and I'm like, and I just visibly frowned, and I just remember that, like, bothering me the whole day. I'm like, wow, like, I put a lot of thought into this, and, like, the first response is just, like, something stupid. I'm never
Maybe become a
thinking.
running trend, Gibbs.
I'm never gonna think about anything. God forbid I try to put any care into anything. Never again. All right, so yeah, so basically, what's interesting is Squealy brings this article up. Now, why do you bring this up, Squealy? What is this article trying to emphasize for, little kitten?
So they're just going over the news that Turtle Wow is essentially saying they want to push Blizzard to try and create a licensing program.
An
that
official
private
framework.
so that private servers can actually operate officially. Blizzard's never going to do that. However,
No.
there is precedent beforehand with other companies doing this. If you scroll down, you'll find some of the examples. Not that far. It's not very much.
It's not a long.
EverQuest.
Oh.
EverQuest, for example.
Oh,
is one of
these.
the-
Are these things?
No. It's the
That's
last.
ads.
No, Gibbs, it's the last line of the last paragraph of the article.
Yes.
Oh. EverQuest Hero's Journey recently closed after Daybreak Game Company took legal action over copyright violations. Daybreak pointed to donations, solicitation in their case, something Blizzard has also put in their filings.
Oh no! God damn it!
What?
Let me go find it because this article doesn't feature it.
Well, just talk about it.
Has been okay.
I know what you're talking about.
History of the original developers going back and essentially making a private server official by just licensing out the game.
Yeah, it's basically it would be the equivalent of a licensing agreement, where it's like an equivalent, or not exactly one to one, but it's similar enough. It's like theaters get the license to like show films, right? It would be
Essentially.
it would be similar to that type of license, where it's like, yes, we do not own this content, but we are legally allowed to do so because of this agreement.
We're allowed to sell you tickets, essentially.
Yes. And
As
they get
a-
and the owner would get a cut, and in this case, the owner would be, Activision Blizzard.
So the reality of Blizzard at the moment is that they hate their fans. They just do. They hate them, and they're also afraid of having good PR. Is how it feels sometimes, because they'll say things to their fan base, knowing that it's going to make them upset. Change their mind later on, saying maybe that wasn't such a good idea, and then do it again. Licensing would actually probably earn some, some favor with their fan base. The ones that aren't, sycophantic, leave Blizzard alone kind of people.
Leave billion-dollar corporation alone, yeah.
Yeah. Because feasibly speaking, they're not making any money off of these private servers, and there's not really much they can do about them because they're not based in America or any allied countries of America. So they have no jurisdiction, even with the RICO Act they're trying to use them.
Mm.
But having a licensing program would actually allow them to make some money from these private servers rather than just telling them to get lost and we're killing your server now.
Yes, I do agree. I think that and this is just like what I said on Twitter. The entire thing is that this is Blizzard can actually walk away with a win here. The current World of Warcraft is unsalvageable in my eyes. It's just ass, and I don't think it'll ever be good. To be frank, I think it just genuinely like it's just so much. It's so lost itself and what it can be, and there's no salvaging it. It's gone too far. But there's a lot of like private servers that basically take World of Warcraft and go down a different path that they chose not to go. And because they took different development paths and have like, entire dev teams, custom content, custom quest lines, custom classes, a bunch of stuff, there's like these different experiences. And what Blizzard could do to actually win back some love to World of Warcraft is to embrace private servers. Not only embrace them, but even fully accept that, yeah, you know what? Make it so that, let's say, Reguline wants to open like a private server of his own just with his friends, and you could just press a button and you'd be like, I want to host my own private server, and it's just going to be, the entire Ashran Conclave, so maybe only like 50 or 30 people will join, and it's a whole server just for 30-50 people, and they can just play World of Warcraft in that server as a private thing. That's actually really cool. In fact, the private servers, because I've looked at them and we've seen them, like they have like their own communities. Their communities are more active in their chats. For like Ascension WoW, they are way more active, way more chatty, way more like interactive, way more alive. Like even in like the tutorial area, like there's like so many people just chatting, hanging out, and just socializing as if it was 2007 or 2006 again.
I think the problem with current WoW as well as retail WoW, classic and retail WoW, is that Blizzard has accidentally geared their community to be antisocial towards one another.
Yep.
So what they've turned a social game into a one where you just hate everyone that's around you.
And it doesn't
You're
help
still
that
gonna have these problems in private servers,
they did that stuff in Overwatch too, by the way, where because Overwatch, I was there for the initial stages of it because my friends were super into it at the time, and I watched it happen within the span of a year, and it took no longer than a year, pretty much. Within the span of a few months, what started off as a very prosperous community immediately started getting ramshackled with, like, if you say like anything or say anything like this, you'll get banned because you offended somebody. And so what happened from like the banter, and yes, were there assholes? Yeah. But what happened from a talking and active community is it got silent to the point where the silence became deafening, to the point where nobody talked anymore, and it became a quiet game. That's what happens when you do that. You took the social aspect out. Look at Team Fortress 2. Why is Team Fortress 2 still revered after all this time? Just like the old school Halo matches are still revered, and there's still active communities for these old games, or even like friggin' old Battlefield 1 still has people playing, because people can still talk, interact, and like communicate and socialize with each other, these communities can survive. What happens when you detach people from each other? No communities are made anymore, right? I want to talk about the culture of World of Warcraft real quickly as an MMO, or just MMO culture in general. Marriages, friendships are created. There's stories of people, wheelchair-bound people who are terminal, who developed friendships and basically became popular. Meanwhile, their parents didn't know they were popular, right? And like had this whole community that basically came to their funeral to mourn their loss from all over the globe. Because in a regular world, without like MMOs and stuff like that, that person would have had a hard time, and they would have had a hard time making friends. But because of these video games and because of World of Warcraft and these MMOs and what they do as social constructs, they enabled this person to do what they could never do before and reach out to more people in a way they couldn't before. Even developing romances, real life ones, and actually getting married and having kids. I know a couple people who've been married from either both Final Fantasy and from World of Warcraft, both MMOs. And that's how they met, and that's how they eventually had kids and families. It started with this little video game. Again, any sort of social platform like that is important, and that's what's so important about these social things. When Squealy talks about like them removing social aspects of a game, they effectively take away what made the game appealing to the point where it becomes nothing. Current World of Warcraft doesn't have that anymore, by the way.
You know, it doesn't need social aspects to be a good game. Mega Bonk.
It's just like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's been grinding that game.
His eyes are bloodshot over there. His eyes are bonk bonk.
Yeah, again, it's the issue of how many friends do you need to be playing with you for the game to be fun, and then for you to realize it's not the game that's fun; it's the interaction with your friends.
Yep. The big thing that makes World of Warcraft work, or these MMOs work, is that they are games that are tailored around large group content. And so that's how they work. The issue is that why World of Warcraft failed is its large group content sucks. It's not good. Not only does it suck, but there's no way to communicate anymore with each other. And there's also no interest in it.
Like, you don't want to communicate with other people. They're rancid. They will shit on you for any little thing.
Yes.
They could be Chinese.
They're often Chinese.
Yeah, they often are.
Or they're a bot.
Damn, want to get some free gold? $50 and I'll get around your 5,000 gold.
$50.
Yeah, it's not free. So, Dad, how did you meet Mom? Well, son, paid her to dance on a mailbox in Goldshire and thought it was pretty cute.
Dad, how did you meet Mom? She was a fucking Alliance whore that I had to hate. And then we got to know each other.
She's like, what the fuck?
she was a male barbarian alliance member. I was a blood elf.
Female. But Dad, you're a dude. I know.
I know what I am.
I know.
Things were different back then.
The shell shock expression of the child. She's like,
Wait, Dad, are you saying you were the trophy wife? You're goddamn right.
Yep. Isn't Mega Block just ROR2 but single player? What's Risk of Rain 2?
Risk of Rain.
Risk of Rain 2, yes.
It's more like, no, it's not really Risk of Rain 2. It's more
Vampire
equivalent
Survivors, but 3D.
Yeah, it's like it's Vampire Survivors. But it's like an improvement on the formula. Because it being 3D actually gains, especially because of all the goofy things.
Here's what I would say. I enjoy my time with the game. Tier 3 is not thought out well.
It's really easy.
Mega Bonk is very
hard.
addictive. I hate it.
Thought out well.
I had to actually, I forbid myself from touching it, which is torture because, like, I really want to play it because I was unlocking a lot of stuff, but like it's so addictive that it's like, okay, it's actually dangerous.
The dice guy is funny.
Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Shh. You know we're talking about it.
It's really good.
Starts
And
spritzing.
McZoom's
You should,
great.
you should try it out.
He's like, "Eep." Then
McZoom's probably my favorite character. He's very
He
fast.
is. He's one of the best.
They're being racist to me. Every
I
time
am
I
not.
open Steam, says Master Morty, I see Bucky playing Mega Bonk. He might have a problem. Yeah, he's been.
No, I don't. I'm really good at it.
Shut the
This is-
fuck up!
No,
You do have a problem. He's almost unlocked
surpassed me.
everything.
He surpassed me in kills the other day.
I get people who DM me. There's the fact that they pass me up on the scoreboard now. By the way.
Oh, I should probably DM you then.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they intentionally they use me as a benchmark. Like, okay, at least I passed Kibbs.
Have-
It's
have
like
you
I only played a
survived-
little bit, so it's not
Have
even
you
hard.
survived for 6 minutes against the ghosts?
I have 50 hours in it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That's a good $10. That's a good $10 value.
Yeah, no. The thing is,
That's not
for the
good.
price, Mega Bonk is a good game.
It's nuts. And it's single player, so you can actually just enjoy it without having to require friends.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
already
fun stuff.
talked about it. I'm
Like,
having a lot of fun being better than you.
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't
surprised you
this
still get
game
feeling
to
of it.
enjoy these games. You have to have friends. Fucking Christ, man.
I have
Dang.
87% of all the achievements in Mega Bonk already.
Okay, I'm still ahead of you there.
How many do you have?
Hold on, let me click on Steam. Show me.
Sneam.
I know. 96 out of 108.
Oh, well, that'll be changed by the end of the night.
Oh well. Chop shop, boy.
damn. Hands doing achievement hunting. I hate Hands, by the way. Did you know that I didn't do I did achievement hunting in Helldivers 2 because he did it?
I literally told him, chat, yeah, I'm just trying to get all these. He's like, you, mother. I have to do it now too because I know you're doing it.
Yeah, because he's just
And
gonna
then
flex
everyone
on
started
me.
doing
And
and then
then-
everyone started doing
And
it.
then the entire community had achievement hunting streams in Helldivers 2, trying to get all the achievements so that we could get them, so that nobody could leverage it as bragging rights over each other. Now the new
I
thing
can't.
is
No,
like
no, I
maxing
can't.
out
I can s-
everyone's guns with XP.
I can still do that. I can say I started it. You're all trend chasers. I'm the trendsetter there.
You are, and you need to be burned alive at the stake. You made it
Okay,
toxic.
It's really
made it
unfortunate. You're never gonna be able to be as good at us as Mega Bonk.
You're gonna be tickled to death. You stink.
Kibbs, you can't say that because I brought up how
Yes.
people can get tickled
you
to death.
can't, you can't say that. That's not how that works. Okay,
That's
so
exactly how that works.
next up is Miyamoto, aka the guy in charge of Nintendo.
Fuck him.
Yeah, he's kind of a loser.
This is one I
I'm
actually.
loose.
He is kind of
I'm
a
not
loser.
gonna lie. I was kind of just looking for like here's just an article that I can throw in here, and then I started reading. This is like, oh, this is interesting because it's Miyamoto himself basically saying that like when new versions of games come out, the old ones are just obsolete. Which again, for a game
He's
company,
disconnected from reality. Yeah,
is incredibly interesting.
I
Since
hate
he's
this
like, yeah,
guy.
but films are no. You can scroll down because they have the quote in here that I was reading, where it's just like, yeah, like when the new version comes out, the old one's obsolete, but film endures forever. Or sorry, video content endures forever, and it's just like
Miyamoto's a
You're-
moron. He's an actual
He's a-
moron.
you're a game company. Well, not him, but like, Nintendo is a game company.
Yeah,
but
like
they're wanting to transition to film.
yep, because they want to push their IPs to film because they want to expand their market.
Yep. Which to me also says that by and large, gaming is not giving them the revenue that they're wanting.
Well, I wonder why fucking Nintendo is so stupid. They're like they've locked themselves to their own ecosystem, so they're not making use of Steam or GOG or literally. I can fix Nintendo. Like fire fucking Miyamoto, put me in charge, and I'll fix this dumbass company, and I'll increase profits by 400%. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put out their entire fucking roster of games. From everything from the NES to the friggin' Switch 2, and it's all going to be on Steam and GOG, PlayStation, and Xbox. Your
Yeah,
sales
other
will
thing-
go
the
through
other
the
thing this
roof.
article talks about
Yeah.
is Nintendo's fixation on the IP because it talks about, or Miyamoto talks about, when people would go to like the Nintendo like museum, people would talk about like, oh, this is just your hardware, and it's like the thing is though that is a major part of Nintendo's history. but they're wanting people to focus on the IPs, which to me says also they're really wanting to keep a hold of their IPs, which given the whole situation with Power World, it's like, yeah, that tracks.
What's funny is Nintendo has done the exact opposite of what Microsoft and Sony have, where they don't really care about their big mascot IPs anymore. Like they don't. Like Xbox, just freely handed out the Gears and Halo to to Sony, and they don't really care. And honestly, it's a smart thing. Nintendo's gone the opposite way, where they've become hyper conservative with their stuff, and the worst way that's incredibly anti-consumer. Not only is there crap locked to everything, so like for example, Pikmin is a little series that Nintendo does occasionally, and I love it to death, but it never sells particularly well because it's kind of a niche thing, right? But you know what would help it sell better is if it wasn't just locked to one single platform. If you sold Pikmin on PC and Xbox and PlayStation, as well as Nintendo's proprietary hardware, aka the Switch, that's literally 3 different platforms altogether that are just inaccessible for a lot of people. Again, the issue here is that the accessibility of market, they've locked themselves to a console. This is part of the old bygone era of the console wars. Nintendo's locked in this retarded Japanese mindset, like all those idiots over there have, where these corporate types always have the same mentality. Let's just lock our frickin' stuff into one hyper-specific thing, so it's only available here, rather than making it accessible to everyone. Because what happens when it becomes accessible? You know what? Just imagine the roster. Imagine if you could buy the Mario collection on Steam if it was just $40 for the Mario collection or something like that. You know how much that would sell?
What I'm thinking about? No. So, Kibbs, imagine Pikmin, right?
Yeah.
But imagine now the Steam mods. So, like, instead of like freaking Pikmin, for whatever dumb reason, right? It's now Master Chief, but with different color armor.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean
Master
things like
Chief.
that. I mean mods add longevity, but Nintendo hates mods.
Oh, I know they do. They despise them
Nintendo puts
with a
people
passion.
in prison in Japan over mods.
Yeah, no, chat. Unironically, they do. Unironically. And not for a short period of time either, like many years.
They've destroyed people's lives for daring to mod their video games. Like, fuck Nintendo and fuck Miyamoto and fuck Japan, honestly. Like, not specifically like the whole thing, obviously. It's mostly just this particular mentality is so cancerous, so anti-consumer, so goddamn hostile, that it destroys the lives of its actual fans. It's just absolutely it's infuriating. It's infuriating. I hate Nintendo. They have great games under their control, just like EA does. They sell great licenses. But just like EA, they're fucking rotten bastards. Didn't a guy go to prison for 13 years for modding a Nintendo consoles?
It was something like that.
Yeah,
Frederick.
that's what we're referencing. Oh, it's just actually terrible, chat.
Why isn't he selling the consoles, though?
Take care, Reticle Fishy. Welcome to Japanese business. They act like this? Yes. Like, you think America's bad? You think Europe's bad? And anti-competition? Japan's literally got the government in their pocket, and it's not even a secret. Like, when it comes to Nintendo. Nintendo has the government in its pocket and will literally bully any corporation. We've talked about this on this channel many times. Just like with Chinese and communist government-owned things, Japan is no different in that regard. When the government has control of something or has the backing, and then it just can shut down everything. And it's not good for the market, and it's not good for gaming, and it's not good for the consumer. It's just bad business for everyone involved. Except the, company. The one company that benefits from it. I guess they walk away slightly better, but that's it.
They're doing just fine.
But yeah, just very interesting that one of the head people in Nintendo is just we want to transition away from games.
Yeah, that's
for the sake of the IP.
A really, really, I mean that makes sense from their point of view because of what they've done. Like I said, they locked themselves to just the Switch, and so they can only expand the market so much. There are new people going into games, but also people die, right? Because gaming's been around that long that people are going to start dipping out because they're croaking. And so as that happens, they're going to want to continue to expand the market. And how can you do it is by getting into other forms of media, i.e. getting into movies and cinema, books, novelizations, comics. Other media, being a multimedia IP, is actually a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. The big problem is that they should also be expanding games as well to every platform conceivable. But they're not because they're stupid.
And dumb.
Yeah, EA is better than Nintendo.
Yeah,
somehow.
Yeah, yes, Pickle Father. Ultimately, I think I don't think it's as big right now, but the issue is if Nintendo continuously starts to get like bad PR here, bad PR there, bad PR like over, eventually it's going to get to the same point with like EA and those types of companies where it's like people hear them, it's like yeah, and that's what's going to happen.
What can you do, chat bros? What can you do? But either way, I think that wraps up everything on the Bunchcast.
There's one more thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Little heretical nerd wanted to share
that's right.
about Fat Shark. He likes fatties, like Fat Shark.
Fat Shark? You mean the company that just makes the Left 4 Dead clone?
Yes. He
Alright,
wants
let's
to
see.
talk about it.
Oh yeah, he was saying that the game is getting better.
It's
that
better
okay.
now.
So
Yeah, whether
here's
it's true or not.
now I'm just gonna say my opinion on that real quickly. So everybody says that it's getting better, but last time I went back to Fat Shark and tried their games, like I'm like, this is just the same thing with like some extra doodads. Like, well, we'll see.
Here's my issue with
My ears.
I'll say my piece after this.
We'll see what this video has. I don't know if it actually has anything in it. Like, don't get me wrong, I enjoyed Vermintide 2 and 1. But after I played through it like twice, I didn't want to ever play it again. Same goes for Darktide. I played like a few missions of Darktide, and then I never wanted to touch it again. Maybe it's just not my cup of tea. I don't know. Okay, there. Yeah, a lot of people press buttons in your game.
117 missions completed.
Big number, big number, big number.
Failure.
Is there actually anything of substance here?
You're just talking about all the people who've played their video game, kid.
They did a thing. Okay, so like I don't get it. Okay, let's read the post. Maybe there's something actually here. Because that had nothing in it. It's like people pressed buttons in our video game. Like 100 million people opened the options
I think they're
menu.
just more talking about all the stats from over like 10 years.
60 billion people pressed the escape buttons. Like, oh, and over half of them pressed quit game. They're gonna also boast about uninstalls and refunds as well. Like, what's going on here? It's like over a quarter of our fans have refunded our products. It's like, okay, nice flex. I'm joking, but it's like, okay. So, okay, let's read this. I think this is it. Here, Heroes and Acolytes. On this very day, 10 years ago, re-released Warhammer End Times Vermintide for the first time. First Tide games. Oh, they're calling it Tide games now. Okay, that's new. All right, throughout these years, we have seen both, or maybe it's not, I don't know, games.
No. It's like, like Vermintide, Dark Tide.
Yeah, it's like their thing.
There's series of games they're just referring
the
to as
Tide
the Tide
series. Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen both games and
The
community.
Tide Pod series.
Shut the fuck up! The community grows driven by endless passion from both our developers and especially you, our fans. For all the enemies slain, the time shared, blah, blah, blah. Okay, where's the new stuff? To mark a full decade since our launch of our beloved Tide series, we're unveiling a special anniversary roadmap, detailing the content that's awaiting right around the corner for both Vermintide 2 and Darktide, including the reveal date of Darktide's next class. So one thing I'm going to highlight real quickly. Vermintide 2 receiving active development is not because they are being kind or polite. It's because Darktide did so poorly that they had to go back to Vermintide 2 and start supporting it. It's not that this was like a planned thing, because I remember, because I was there. I was there. We all played Darktide. We all looked at each other and like, this sucks. And then and then they're like, okay, we're also producing stuff for like Vermintide to win back faith. Now, to be fair, it was a good PR move. It was a good PR move. It was a right move, in my opinion. But it wasn't done out of the goodness of their hearts. It was kind of done as like a, you know, coping thing, because things weren't going good. Things were going kind of shit.
We know you didn't like that game, but maybe you'll like us making this game a little bit better.
So they're still putting out stuff. October 21st, they're doing an in-game event called Stolen Rations, while on this October 23rd, which is they're doing an in-game event for Vermintide 2. Then on November 11th, which is next month, they'll be announcing a new playable class. And November 20th, they're adding a new level to Vermintide 2 called Return to the Reich, which honestly kind of feels like, I'm wondering if they're just going to put the first game. My biggest problem with Vermintide 2, by the way, I know this isn't like, oh, I'm just going to complain about it, but I have so much like annoyances. All the Vermintide 1 levels and expansions, like, did they finally add them to Vermintide 2? Because they did this thing where they added like back to Ubersreich, and they added like a couple of the levels. It's like, oh my god.
Unironically, why didn't they do the thing that like Left 4 Dead
Left 4
did?
Dead
Like,
did it better. Yeah.
If you buy the second game, you basically get the first game for free.
You get the first game not only for free and all of its DLC, you also get literally the ability to get all the improved mechanics of the second game in the first game. Better blood, better gore,
like
better
Left 4
weapons.
Dead's right there. It's literally, it's like, this is what people are going to compare you to.
Yeah, Left 4 Dead 2 is amazing. Mostly because Left 4 Dead 2 is just, it did it right. And every time I see Left 4 Dead 2 now, it's always a cursed version of it. Like when
Like
India was
kids.
streaming it as Miku Hatsune Miku, and I was like,
doing fucking
And all
kick
his
flips.
Wii mods, yes.
Yeah, doing fucking kick flips when he's like healing
But have you
himself.
and
considered
Gokuing
this?
and shit like that. Yeah.
How do you consider that those don't have a Warhammer skin, so they don't like them?
But they could. Very easy.
I swear, the only reason these games did well was because the Warhammer skin.
Yeah, probably. I mean, the big thing.
Probably.
Okay, so like the big thing when it comes to Fast Shark, because I did research on them, they have a terrible tendency to abandon their games historically. Because War of the Roses, I think they made, and I believe if my memory serves correctly, they abandoned the development of that and abandoned the entire player base, despite how supporting they were. And then Vermintide 2 is like the only thing they've really stuck around with supporting in Darktide, but it's not because it feels like that they care. It's more like they fucked up so bad they can't really make something else. And so they got to limp these things along to slowly build up funds to produce something else. That's what it looks like to me as a person looking at it from, I would say, the outside in. Now, it is good that they're still working and they haven't like just dropped these things, I suppose. But I just have a lot of fundamental disagreements with like Vermintide and Darktide. Like, for example, loot rarity items in a Left 4 Dead style game, which just adds, it's too focused on pointless grind rather than actual fun gameplay. In Left 4 Dead, you don't have to grind weapons. When you pick up a M16 or an AK or whatever, or a SCAR, or Spaz or like a pump shotty or whatever, they're just pump. These are the guns. This is what they do. This is the Deagle. It does pew-pews, and it does that damage. And it doesn't inflate. There's no rarity of items. Yes, they did try to do PvP multiple times, and that always failed. Because you can't do PvP when you introduce things like fucking item rarity and weapon levels and stuff. Okay,
it turns out sometimes if someone got really fucking lucky or played the game a lot, they're just going to have better items and gear than someone who just started. Who would have thunk?
Yeah, and so like the whole like loot grind system kind of felt arbitrary, and because there's a loot grind system, right? And you might be, yeah, but what about the hell that game? We got the guns, you got the but my guns I don't have to roll dices to see what if I get a better version.
Yeah,
in
no,
RNG.
you can literally just like, okay, I'm going to get this war bond. This war bond has these guns, guaranteeably.
Yep, I can level this gun up. I've maxed the gun out. It has a compensator now, and now I'm done. I don't have to roll dice. I don't have to open loot boxes and chests and
Imagine if
gambling
you're the
mechanics.
Inquisitor, right? And it's like, I just need my new fucking pistol or a new rapier, and you keep getting gear for the other classes, and it's like,
Or you get weapons you
God
don't
damn
want
it.
because each weapon in Vermintide behaves differently mechanically. And it's like
Oh, you got a staff. I don't play the.
it's
I
like
don't play
oh
the
my god, I
pyromancer.
love halberds for the soldier guy. I forget his
Kruger,
name.
or I think his name was.
Kruger's
something
my
like that.
favorite playable character. He's the top boy. I
Look,
like
the
him.
the one game I played as the Inquisitor, and I like him.
Now Vermintide 2,
He's
I will
fun.
say Vermintide 2 I like more than Darktide. Now maybe Darktide's better, but the only thing that Vermintide 2 really nailed right is they have characters, and the characters are fun. Just like they're not as good as the Left 4 Dead ones, but they're good.
They're fun enough.
They're fun enough.
Because there was a series that was supposed to come out that will never see the light of day.
I know, it's a Vermintide series. It made somebody look bad in it because somebody didn't place first and it kept getting deleted. I know because I was there.
I was there when it was written in.
I was there. Just like I was there for those 58
there when it was
episodes of
recorded.
Divinity that'll never see the light of day because they're oops,
Or
I
Blood
deleted
Bowl.
them. Oh my god.
For the record, I tried.
You did. You did. All Dog was the
I
one
also
that
tried.
pussied out. He pussied out. Oh god. Fuck me. I'm gonna hang myself. Or SWAT 4. God fucking damn it. This is why I don't collaborate with YouTubers. This is why I beat them to death. Like you just don't. You can't trust them. They're too stupid. They're just...
Rapier says Left 4 Dead 1 characters over Left 4 Dead 2. While I like the Left 4 Dead 2
Hold up.
characters, I do think I overall as a package like Left 4 Dead 1 characters better.
I like Left 4 Dead 2's the rich guy. Like he's funny and he reminds
You
me
mean
of
the
Bucky.
con artist?
Yeah, he reminds me of Bucky. And then I also like the guy that's kind of dumb. He reminds me of Squealy.
Why do I remind you of the con artist?
Because you are. Not sure.
I will always
Damn,
appreciate
dopamine.
Ellis because he's just
Because
the
he's
dumb guy who's
snobby.
just like
That's why.
who's just like, oh, the dirt racer, we're gonna go get his car.
Yeah, he's just Squealy. Like that's all he is.
I always like when I'm playing
I'm
Left 4
okay
Dead
with
2,
Ellis. Ellis is cool.
you know, I always liked Ellis. I appreciated his energy.
Whatever, cope and seed, Squealy. Squeal's
Ellis is like the only person having a good time.
See, that's why
Well,
he's
Coach is also.
identifies.
I would say it's like Ellis, Coach.
Coach is
why
just
am I-
funny because he screams.
I
like a
forget the
girl.
con artist guy's name, and then there's Rochelle. Is her name right?
Yeah, it's Rochelle.
Yeah, that's
like
my.
She's the only like sane. Like she's normal. Out of everyone there, she's the most normal person.
Yeah. That's my.
Okay,
yeah, that's my
so
unsolicited
the-
Left 4 Dead 2 character
The
rankings.
best screams is Coach and Francis. Francis because he squeals when he gets like thing. Like you think he's such like a tough guy, and,
and then he gets caught by a smoker.
he just squeals as he gets murdered.
Ah! That's basically him.
Oh, yeah. The big thing about the Tide series is the Tide series is just a clone of the Left 4 Dead stuff with a couple of things. It does a couple of things like in ways I think are a bit more interesting. Like I like the hub system. I think that's cool. Like it's cozy. I don't think it does the Deep Rock Galactic levels of the hub system where it's like cozy
I think the
and
hub system-
perfect in that one.
I think the hub system is fine. I just personally don't care for that type of stuff. I'd prefer just here's my menu, go to thing. But I'm a very particular type of person for stuff like that.
Well, Indio, if you make a thumbnail, we'll do it. And maybe chat modded Left 4 Dead playthrough win. Now's your chance. Fund the thumbnail. He'll put Hatsune Miku on it. No I'm kidding. He won't.
No, he will if he's playing in it because that's the character he
He
plays.
can make a weirdly blue-haired styled version of himself. How about that? Legally distinct and different. Never trust Japanese
I think
companies.
technically speaking, we can use Miku however we like. We just can't claim ownership over her.
I'm not gonna.
Now
Japanese
he's
stuff's
like,
good.
I would rather not risk that.
Japanese stuff's scary. All right.
The Japanese.
But yeah, when it comes to it, it is good that they've been supporting Vermintide 2, and it is good that Darktide is still getting support. Maybe I will come back to this game if chat shows a particular interest in us revisiting this game. But like last time I was here, like Vermintide 2 was like the only thing that was good. And like I don't know, Fat Truck just always felt like they just kind of like they made a game that was fun, but it wasn't as good as Left 4 Dead. And it always felt like it was kind of like a clone, is what it felt like.
Imitator.
Yeah. Left 4 Dead versus mode win. Oh my god. You want to talk about things that ruin friendships? Left 4 Dead versus. Oh my god.
But God, is it funny?
And it's me. I don't know why, but I become so competitive in that game. I get so fucking, most because it's scary as well, so I get stressed out, and that combined with that is like, oh my god, the other team.
I
I'm
just
just
think
mad
of Heavy Rain anytime I think of versus because some asshole inevitably will get the tank, wait for the fucking mist, and then punt a fucking car across the map.
at.
That's cool though. That's cool.
I always just, oh god, this, oh fuck me, man, oh Jesus, Jesus. Oh, see, what makes it stressful is you start the first episode in PvP, and then you have to do the entire campaign. And so when you're like losing or like ahead, like the tension is higher than it should ever be for a video game. Because it's not just a single match, it's like 7 matches connected. And it's hell.
I will say though, fucking playing versus with randos is ass. I remember my friend and I from like high school playing that, and we were playing it, and they were basically trying to do like some fucking speedrun gay strat, and we got stuck behind. We got down, and they fucking booted us from the fucking game. It's like, wow, you little bitch. Try hardy.
You did slightly poorly. I'm kicking from the game now. You're not allowed to play anymore.
So they're doing Twitch drops. Okay, I'm just pulling this up to compare it because this is another 40k multiplayer game. Space Marine 2 is 55% off. That's finally at a price that's almost worth it. $20. It's not that good. $27, you know, it's pushing it. She's like, "Why are you so brutal to them?" But it's because the game wasn't very good. It's not. So they're actually adding content to this. The Vortex scouring team up with fellow blah blah, Vortex Beast. It's an event. Yeah, because they basically announced Space Marine 3, and it just basically looked like they were just abandoning this game. Up to 11 coming late November. 2 new cosmetics DLCs as announced. Don't care. Next champion, Blood Angels, will be associated with class. Tactical own with its own individual packs. Separately count champions.
Why can't games be for the lulz rather than toxic competitiveness? Because someone, Kibbs, has to be on top of the scoreboard.
It's
Yeah,
not.
Kibbs.
Oh, that's not me. It's just I don't want to get absolutely fucking, curb stomped. There's a difference.
Chat, he'll fucking shut the door.
Mr. Inflatable YouTuber.
He die. So you die, and then his stats look better by comparison. He's that type of friend.
Okay, so they're still giving it support. As of September 29th. Honestly, they're not like they've been so slow with producing content for Space Marine 2 that I've kind of just like.
Here's the thing.
Given up on it.
At this point, I no longer am interested in the game. I've seen people play it, and it's
yeah,
like,
these
yep,
cosmetic DLCs are fucking ass. Like they're fucking $8. Are you fucking kidding me? These should be free updates. Fuck me.
No, clearly Kibbs, they need to charge for every little dime, or else they won't be able to.
Yeah,
fund
because
it.
I got the Derp edition, and it's like I don't give a shit about
the
selling
issue
it
is
as a
at this
Raven
point
Guard.
they're trying to tap into the Warhammer fandom, and the Warhammer fandom has been conditioned to pay for all of these different things. That's why.
All this crap, like, oh my god, like the idea of reinstalling this game is like, do I want to blow my brains out? Like, I played it last on September 9th, 2024, and honestly, I have no desire to return to it still. Like, even after watching Mamu and Ghost mod it, it's not a good game. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. It's just kind of mid. And I don't want mid games. I want good games. But who knows? Maybe we'll give it a second shot. I don't know.
It's all right. Just accept it.
No. Just twists his little ears. Because he's a little squirrel. Screams.
And then Bucky screamed in agony.
That's what I said. You literally couldn't add anything to it because you're dumb. See? You're just like that Ellis
You didn't say
guy.
that, though. You just said you twisted
Yeah,
his ear.
he screamed. No, I said that, you fuck. You fucking
Wow, it's
deaf
so
fuck.
aggressive.
Jesus Christ. What did you do to him, Squealy?
Yeah, why'd you
I don't
piss?
know.
He stole my idea. Look at this little
Hey,
thief.
Kib steals
Don't
my
de-
fucking nicknames all the time, so I guess I can't add
Yeah,
I
he,
know.
he steals my nicknames all the time. Streeto Burrito, Choompa, Chumpus, Chump
Both of
Ass.
these are
He's like,
all of these were
oh,
created by me. I made these jokes that they hate.
wrong.
Me!
Choomba
It
was
all
mine.
me.
Choomba was mine, and you can't.
Chumbo was yours.
And so
Chump ass is mine though.
Chumpa was also mine, but Chump Ass is yours. Yeah, yours is mean spirited.
Yeah.
Yeah, you started using it.
No, I didn't.
Curious.
You don't prove that. I wish for playable Imperial Guard and Space Marine 2. Yes, if they make
chump ass.
yeah, so Space Marines are lame and gay. What we need is a guardman simulator. There we go.
Fuck that, Skitari.
You have an obsession. Weeb, yeah, that's not an app description, but it's
Mechaboo.
good.
Get it right.
Mechaboo, Mechaboo, body horror boo.
To be fair, that's also true.
That's also
Squealy likes Tau.
No, I don't.
Gay.
Yeah, you're a furry. You like Tau.
Yeah,
They have
No, I
hooves.
don't.
hooves.
Not furry either.
Yep.
Hold on. Well,
Hold up.
Hold on.
Squealy,
Let me
Squealy,
look at
Squealy.
your interests.
Do you think Draenei are hot? Do you think Draenei are hot?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. You like Tau.
Why are they hot?
You also think Draenei are hot though.
I'm not on the spotlight here. It's you. So you're
Gibbs, you also fucked up. What you should have said is, okay, Snake Lady, full on Lamia, would or would not.
He brought up a thing that he also likes.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said.
I'm
fucked
willing
up.
to change my opinion so that I can own you. So
Damn.
you can't
so
just
Squealy,
do that.
So Squealy, Lamia, in front of you, would or would not.
Would.
Okay, Scaly.
Furry.
Yep, furry.
Furry Scaly.
I like
yeah.
how he could see the execution coming. We put the little blindfold on him, and he's like,
it's a dog
"Shoot-
with the fuck that
shoot me."
closes its eyes.
Yeah, shoot.
This is fun.
This is fine. Yeah, he knew it was over. Like he's ready
Also
to go
like
to heaven.
centaurs.
No.
He does
Oh,
like
yeah.
Centaur's tits, yes.
I like large boobs.
On Centaur, yes.
Yeah, it's weird.
Not specifically.
But
No,
you
you said
brought
it.
up Centaura, or whatever the fuck her name was. Like, I could just...
I said she had nice titties. That's all.
All right. Well, it's time to prepare for the Vampire the Masquerade stream. We'll be starting from scratch, and it'll just be a Kib stream. So we'll see you over there, and we'll be trying to see what happens there, chat. We'll be trying that. So gonna raid into that. See you in there. This wraps up the Bunchcast. Thanks for popping by. Thanks for your generous donation, Chatfishes. And we'll see you in a few minutes. Take care and be good little fishes.
Later.